All right. Mic check, mic check. Motor Masters Podcast. Your host, Main, of course. I got a different kind of episode for the audience today. I'm going to be getting interviewed by a long-term friend that I've had, Miss Sonia. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing
Doing great,
today?
doing great. So I know I have done a few interviews in a few platforms this year over the course of some time, but it's someone who've known me before I even started doing podcasting, before people started calling me Bobby, before a lot of things. So before. So I felt like if I was gonna have an interview be done a certain kind of way, that this would be the perfect person to do it. So um, let's go, and she agreed to it. So
That's
this was
awesome.
dope.
Yes. All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Make sure you're talking to the microphone.
Okay. Sorry. All right. So some of you may know him as Jermaine, or the ever so popular More Than a Master's host, or the more recent Bobby Boucher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
You're
that's
not gonna
people.
explain that at
Nah,
all.
people. I mean, I explained it. Somebody asked me the other day about it. It was funny. Like maybe 4 or 5 days ago, they said they watched me say it on one platform and didn't know that was why. But pretty much that comes from the Water Boy. So
Right. So
if
you're
you
you're insulting yourself.
no, I don't think so. What you mean? What you mean insult? How? Because Water Boy?
Yes.
Nah, I ain't crazy about like titles though. I feel like I'm gonna be me, title or not. But Waterboy, the way he talked was what it was. So my daughter
Right.
was like, "Daddy, he talked like you." And at that time, if anybody remember that's been following from that time, I was actually changing my name every like couple months anyway, just being funny. And that one
Mm.
just happened to stick. So
And you
I said
stuck
I'm gonna
with
stick.
it.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. Yeah. And then people call me Bobby now. So I don't look like a Bobby though. I don't think
Mm-mm.
yeah,
Not at
Bobby
all.
is
But
it's
it's
a certain
okay.
kind of face that come with Bobby. That ain't me. You know. But that's just,
You're also known as the social media pot stirrer.
that's a new term they've been trying to
Do
give
you
me.
do
Yeah.
you agree with it?
I like it. I don't mind. I like it. Yeah.
It's
I mean, yeah,
accurate.
I like it. I like it. I mean, but it's only on social media. You're right. Because in real life,
Right.
I don't really care for that kind of
Right.
stuff. But on social media, it's funny to me. I feel like you do that to kind of, gain a fan base and create like a name for yourself. And it's just funny. I like to have fun on social media. So I will, get some risk action going on with certain things. So
Uh, so I know you as Maine, of course. My friend for almost 10 years, I believe.
almost 10 years.
Former coworker and my fellow Brooklynite.
Yep. Yep.
So let's get into a little background with you. You made the transition from Brooklyn to Augusta in 2006.
Yes.
That's
Probably like late '05, but
late
yeah, yeah,
'05.
late '05.
So you left Port Robeson and you came here to attend Butler. But
Well,
then you left
I
Butler.
came here to live, but I had to attend Butler. Yes, I want to make sure I wasn't like trying to. What school should I go to? Let's go to Butler. Just was like
You
that
just had
was
to.
yeah.
But then
The
you left Butler, though, to go to
move
Josie.
yeah. So yeah, yeah, yeah. 'Cause I was talking to my mom. I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, and I finally explained to her like just at one point I was upset in life. I was upset, and I was like like 12 years we didn't go nowhere. Like we was in the same space. We never
Okay.
moved. I didn't know the fact the movement. Then I was like, every year we moved. And I was like, what? I feel like I could be a professional U-Haul driver if I want to now because I moved so much in that time frame. So I was a little pissed because you never could find no sense of
Stability.
stability. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you. 'Cause I know you know your vocabulary, but stability. I couldn't find none, and that was bothering me because I feel like every year something new was happening, some new change and some new adjustments you got to make. And I wasn't really fond of that.
Yeah, we differ in that because I stay moving
Well,
every year.
yeah, as you got, but you when you were younger, you stayed in one spot for a long time. So when you became an adult, I'm not
Yeah,
saying it's easier, but at least at
right.
that point, you making a decision. I'm not even making. It's just like one day, hey, you're not going to the school no more. One day, hey, we move. Like what like wow, like damn, we 12 years, we was same address. So yeah, that was tough.
So, but you eventually went back to Butler, though. That's
We
where you
moved because
graduated.
we had to
You
move.
moved
Yeah,
again.
yeah. So I
But
went, I went to another school, but like what I always say that summer was a big summer for me too because in the area we lived in, it was a lot of violence, which of course not that you're not used to it, but everybody kind of knew me because I went to Butler before too. So we also playing basketball. They into it this neighborhood, so a lot of weird stuff going on with the
mm,
shootings, and I'm just trying to be a good big brother. To be living on the street where like it's like this house full of orphan kids that
right.
are um that like to fight and just bother people that shouldn't bother. People was kind of cool with them a little bit. So sometimes you get bring into the mix. It was like fighting every not me per se, but just fighting every day. There's a lot of stuff. It was like, yeah, we ain't trying to do all this right now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was. That's why I didn't like the moving part. But Butler, yeah, I didn't know people at Butler. So that adjustment wasn't. It was that was the only cool part. Everywhere you went,
They knew you.
it was like you was embraced, you know? You know how that feeling because you move around a lot. So every time once you come back, they miss you. You know, like, oh, what's up, man? Da, da, da. Oh, what's up? Da, da, da. So I came down to Butler, they ain't know me. Oh, it's like they curious. Yo, who are you? Like, what you about? Like, what's this? What's this? I like that. Da, da. They don't know you, but so they getting curious. You leave. Go to Josie. They curious. You know, very
Mhm.
aggressive women over there, but they
Especially
curious. You know, that was a rough time. They curious. And then you come back and it's like, now you got people from Josie asking you because they like, why you left? Blah, blah, blah. It's tension there. Then you come back to the school you knew and like, oh, what's up? What's up? Like they embracing you. So I never
there
had
was
like
tension
no,
when you left Josie?
no, not I'm saying attention. Like
Oh,
they
I'm sorry.
asking you
Oh,
questions
okay,
like
okay, okay.
why you left, or I thought you was coming back, or people got their stuff in mind. They think they gonna be doing this shit. I'm gonna try to talk to this. I'm gonna try to. So it's a lot of that, you know. You know how that
Okay.
go.
So you've had like a lot of good things to say about Butler so far. Is that if you had to choose or rep one of those schools, would it be Butler?
Josie was more my speed because it was
Really?
inner city kids. That I just I like that. That's where I'm from. So I know inner city stuff. Butler was not that it's not inner city quote unquote kids there, but
Mhm.
it's a lot of kids from two parent households, nice income households, or just medium income households, houses, not the projects.
Mm.
So not saying they were privileged, but they just move a little different. You know, they ideology is a little different. You know, they might put on a little more than they need to put
That's
on.
interesting.
As
I don't know
opposed to
much about
Josie,
the high
it was
schools.
like, I mean, I see people today and it's like I remember them from Josie and like they just came how they came. Like it was whether they was clean, whether they was dirty, whether it's like they was just them. And
Mm.
I always liked that. I like the pureness of Josie. Like you gonna get joked on, of course. Like you're gonna go through your high school stuff, but um, it was just so pure. Like even the teachers was pure. Like they would tell you I came to school when I came from Butler, I had my report card. I'm a big report card person. If anybody know my stuff, my background, I always talk about I keep my report card on me. I was always smart, so I always kept it on me because if I ever did something wrong, you know, we ran the wrong crowd. I feel
Mhm.
like they check you and they like, why are you here?
Are
You
you
know, I
serious?
always because it happened a few times, but so the teacher, Miss Riley, she was a biology teacher and I came to her class, she was pregnant. Don't know why I said that, but she came to class. I gave her my stuff, and she was like, hmm. You could tell she was like, oh, I got me a smart one, right?
Mhm.
Cool. So the next day I come to class, or I think I started on a Friday or something, I don't know. But and I came that Monday, like she had gave some work to do, whatever. I ain't do it. And like she called me out of everybody, like, why didn't you do your work? And I'm like, I just didn't want to do it. Like I was
But you
mad.
set that expectation though.
I didn't set it. I gave him my stuff. I didn't give my park. I say, hey, look at this. It just is my stuff. You know, to come. Every kid you gotta when you transfer somewhere, you got a package. So you just give them the package. They didn't said this, and she happened to look at it. So with that being said, then she set one for herself based on my grades. My grades is my grade. I still got good grades there, but I wasn't doing work. I wasn't happy. I wasn't want to be there. So I tried to
Right.
do extra stuff to not. Hopefully, mom be like, you know, your grades be low. Your mom be like, well, you're gonna go back. Of course, you young, you thinking that, right? So,
Right.
you know, but yeah, she called me out and she was like, hey, you're not gonna come to this school and try to slack off and da 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 and da da da. She gave it to me like,
Your mom.
nah, the teacher.
Really?
Yeah, my mom, she don't be my mom's working. She ain't know none of that stuff. She not do no work. So yeah, if your grades is good, you know, your mom ain't
That's
really, you
true.
know, my mom, I never did homework. Like I did it, but I never brought it home. I did it in school.
Mhm.
So I always do my homework in school. Teacher put it on the board, so when she teaching the class, I'm just doing my homework
Smart.
in school. When I want to go
So
home,
you've always
I want to
worked
come outside.
smarter,
I want to
not
be
harder.
outside. Yes,
Right.
always smarter, not harder. Definitely.
Right. Thank you for that information.
Hey, I try. You got speaking to the microphone though. I'm just letting you know because I know
Okay.
you kind of getting chill. If I try to help you out, you see, see, you're trying to help you out.
So you were in your mid-20s when we first met, right?
Yeah, I think
Was it
what
mid-20s?
24, 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how was the Maine from back then different from Maine today?
Oh man, almost 10 years older. Nah, but I was seriously just more mature. I guess better decision making, but also I think back then, and I see that a lot with people now. Is why I can't really beat them up about it or like fight them for it. Is and you can attest to this because we had plenty of conversations like that. I think even though you've been through stuff and you got your own life experiences,
Mhm.
you tend to think like um you know it, like and because you're smart. So because I was smart, I had good grades, this, that, and third. I always felt like I knew it, and I think me now when I look at some of the things I was saying then, not that it was off, but my approach was wrong sometimes. You come off as a know-it-all sometimes, and then that's it's like a kid that's not coachable. Like they don't want to be told
Mm.
something else because I'm only going off my experiences, not
Right.
realizing that somebody else been going through something, helping you and telling you this that way. It's just a benefit. It's helping you. So
So have the goals that you had like prior to before you had children, are they pretty similar or have they changed a lot since you've gotten older?
um yeah, they change because you know at that point. I mean, I think with anybody, you start your goals change for self because you're not living for self no more.
Mhm.
So even if I was like this wasn't the case, but if I say I wanted to be a lawyer or whatever the case may be, you have kids, you realize the cost and time, and now you're making your decisions based on all right, what can I do in this amount of time for them? Your timeline changed now because you feel
Mm.
like you don't have them 8, 10 years of just doing school. You got to work. So excuse me. So yeah, my goals changed. But for me, it changed for the better because at that time, like I said, I was smart and stuff, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't want to go to school, but I was going to school.
So
You
you don't
know,
remember any particular goals you had like when you were younger?
I mean, just wanting to own a business, wanting to run a business. Everything was business to me. Like everything business. The law thing. You think you want to be a lawyer, and then like when I finally heard like how much school you got to do, I was like, I barely want to do school after 12th grade. So and I knew in my mind I didn't want to go to. I knew in my mind I didn't want to do nothing out of 12th grade.
Mm.
I kinda just you forced into that because of the era we lived in. They push college and stuff. They
Right.
come to school every damn day, so you got no choice. But I didn't dislike school. I love the idea of it and the society of it, and because I told my kids the other day, I said, I missed more school this year than I missed in probably my entire life. Because from 6th grade up until 12th, I missed 2 days of school. I always went to school.
That's gross.
Always went to school. I loved the idea of going to school.
Mm.
And you don't want to be home all day. You hear sounds, might be mice. It's wintertime. I needed that social.
Right.
But I knew that when I got older, and I was old enough to do what I wanted to do. I didn't want it to be going to school every day. I knew that for a fact.
So what are your goals presently?
Really, right now, I mean, I want to be able to provide for my girls. Like that's the main thing. I want to be able to provide. I think working wise, like, um, I'm all for working like in corporate America. I'm not against it, but I do know like me knowing myself now. I think I probably always got to be in a role of like some kind of leadership.
Mhm.
I don't think I take like direction that well, you know, and I can take it,
Right.
but I feel like that person. I have to feel like they just decorated. I have to feel like they have to gain
That respect?
for me to just be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay, cool, I'll do that."
Right.
Because if not, I'm just gonna be like, "Why would I do that?" In my mind, and once I owned the business, when I was 19, I owned the business with somebody. I think after that, it kind of changed my idea and outlook on stuff. 'Cause the next job I had, the manager was there, I thought she was horrible, and I'm like, so I ended up being horrible because, like, of course, I'm not doing stuff they saying, and I'm not even a rebellious type of person. Anybody know me? I kind of do whatever, but it was just something about her, like I just didn't respect, and I was like, I'm not doing it. I had a new kid. She was trying to put me in the cooler at nighttime. Like I'm coming home sniffling. I can't kiss my daughter.
Right.
Like, I don't want to do that. Like let somebody else do that. Let me do something different. So yeah, I knew then that I needed to be in some kind of. And I think I'm always comfortable where anything I'm doing, I'm making the decisions.
Right.
I think I'm most comfortable when decision making is in my hands, or
I've
at
seen
least a
that.
big part of it.
Like the way you've grown just in your work
Mhm.
life. Continue to just move up, move up,
Yeah,
move up.
yeah.
Okay, that's dope. So I want to say this quote. I wanted to use the citizens of Augusta to illustrate how much more Augusta has to offer besides a major golf tournament. So this was you when I asked you prior to this why you started your podcast.
So that's a quote from me.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Wow. What year was this?
this was a while ago.
Say that quote one time for me. I'm sorry.
Okay. I wanted to use citizens of Augusta to illustrate how much more Augusta has to offer besides a major golf tournament.
Mm.
Why was that important to you?
Be just being down here, you start to, have appreciation for the city and the things they offer and just, the people you meet, whether it be at work and I worked in warehouses, so I'm meeting people that's not in my demographic, that's not
Mhm.
my age range, that's not like that's way smarter than me or I'm way smarter than, but it's like a melting pot. And it was so that's like New York to me. I'm like it's so
Mm,
bunch of different people personalities. You might have the Hispanic dude right here, but you might have the Jamaican dude right here. They both different, but we all in the same. So we our views is different. We approach things different, and to see that on a day to day basis, that was like a small version of Augusta to me. 'Cause I'm like, all the people live in Augusta.
mm,
But also at the same time, like I would get enamored sometime when I'm seeing certain people because people that in New York when they big and they go and they come back cool. But in Augusta, like they big, sometimes they still here, whether it be a
mhm.
mayor or a commissioner, or like but they just like regular people a lot of times. And I'm like, this is some good stuff. Like these is people that's like they kind of decorated, they good,
Right.
but they
But you have
here.
access to them.
Yeah, I can see them at the local Walmart or
Right.
whatever. And yeah, so to me, painting that picture and also watching my brother play basketball, start I'm meeting NBA players. I'm like, I remember playing with you in a game. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Back when the game wasn't even that graphic. I'm just playing with this person. Like now I'm seeing him. So I was like, Augusta was a good spot for that because we got the Peach tournament, so Peach Jam tournament. So you got all the NBA players coming down every year. And you got the Modern Masters and they got coming down, but you also got so much art down here.
right.
It's like a lot of artistic big whether it's James Brown, it's more than that. I don't gonna name everybody, but it's a bunch of black women that's street names I'm seeing. I'm not knowing that's a person that's like in Black history that really matter that outside of Augusta they talking about
Mm,
and doing projects. So I'm like, this she's right here. I'm passing the street every time. So I just once you start to know the history, it's like, damn, it started to get so interesting to me. And I was like, I gotta somehow find a way where through people I can also uh their story can tell a story.
right.
And I've done that. When I had Janice Jackson on, she even talked about when she came up, she felt she could do anything because of all the women that were in power that was black back then. And I was like, damn, that's crazy because I've asked so many people about that time, and nobody said that except her. But her story is a story, you know. And it's like it's a bunch of those. Like I said to me, I just being from there and being from Brooklyn and for me, it's the greatest city in the world. But I feel like me living down here, this could easily be well up there with them with that as well, just from the type of talent and the people and the history that the city has and the things people know to do. Whether it be Jane Brown, whether it be um, I can't think her name right now, but the opera singer, she's from here. I just can't. It's on the tip of my tongue for some reason, but yeah, it's a lot of uh, rich history here and Black history.
So I ain't had this question prior to, but this just came up in
Mhm.
my head. So do you feel that because you weren't born here, you're seeing it from like an outsider's point of view, that you were able to see all of the great things Augusta had to offer?
Because say that again, because I wasn't born here.
That yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you're like an outsider looking in and you're seeing all
definitely,
the great talent and history.
definitely.
And because like prior to this, I didn't know of anyone doing a podcast about Augusta specifically either. So that just came across my mind. Like maybe you coming here and seeing it for the first time, wanted to indulge in it.
Yeah, I think it's like anything else. Like when you're at your home or when you visit somebody else's home, or if you when you're looking at yourself in the mirror every day and you see somebody else, you're able to pick out flaws and pick out things. I think you see yourself, you start ignoring certain things. So because people are from here, they kind of ignore the rich history. They ignore the street signs that may say Essie McTire, who is that? You know what I'm saying? They ignore the paintings and the graffiti downtown that matter, the Jane Brown stand or Jane Brown being from here, or they ignore a lot of stuff because they from here, kind of like we do in New York.
Right,
Like Jay-Z is Jay-Z. To us he's nice, but to some people outside that really like Jay-Z, that really like New York, that's like everything. But to
right.
us, it's like, this is Marcy. Okay, cool. Oh, this is Marcy project that Jay talking
Exactly.
about. So it's
Right.
like we don't get the same excitement. I think when you're from a place and you've been in a place for a long time, you become blind to the things that would really excite most people. So it's not exciting to you because you kind of see it every day.
It's true.
Yeah.
Very good point. So you've been down here what almost 20 years?
What's
about?
yeah, yeah, damn now, yeah,
Yeah.
about to be, yeah,
So would you
about to be, yeah.
consider Augusta your home now? And if so, how does it feel to be
You
a
said
trader?
what I You said what I could say. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I would say it's home. Yeah, it's home. Both is home, but Augusta's home to me.
Which one
Like,
is first?
well, I was born in Brooklyn, so Brooklyn's first. But Augusta's definitely. I mean, it's molded me. It shaped me as well. You know.
Because you came down here at a young age.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I came up here. I came at an age where you don't want to change. Really, like you don't want to change. But I felt like I ran into some good people. And then being able to just step back and view life a certain way because so much was happening in life that you start to appreciate the things that the South does have to offer, whether it be hospitality. Like I said, when I first came down, I didn't want to speak to nobody. So
I
I would
still
always
don't.
say that, like, why would they like people dropping by and saying hi? I'm like, I don't even know this person. Like, so in my mind, I'm thinking they thinking I'm somebody else.
Right.
But really, as I'm older, like me now, I'm like, why wouldn't you say hi back? And I get mad because I was in New York a couple years ago because I was in New York a couple years ago, and I remember thinking like, okay, make sure I'm saying hi to body, da da da. But I also think like, why not? Like, what is it about that? Okay, I don't know you, I don't, right? But why can say thank you? Won't you have a good day?
Don't question anything about New York.
I'm
All
not.
right.
That's not.
Don't
It's not
worry.
a.
You're not a part of New York no more.
It ain't
Don't
about New
question
York.
nothing about
It's
New
it's
York.
it's just
It's
about.
just the people, the culture. That's just what we do.
I like it because mind your business. Yeah,
Right.
right. But then that has this, and because that has this teetering lines. You know what I'm saying? At what stage is it you not
I'm
minding your
not gonna do
business?
any more Brooklyn
Yeah,
slander.
yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna move on. We know where you stand.
Yeah. Hey, I ain't from here. I just get it done here. You know,
Oh, that needs to be on a shirt.
maybe,
All right.
maybe.
So when you first started More Than a Masters, did you
Mhm.
expect your podcast to be going on for this long?
When you say, what you mean this long? Like,
Because you've been doing it for about 7 years, right?
yeah, I've been doing it for a while. I
Yeah.
mean, at first, ooh, that's a good. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I didn't know what I expected because it wasn't a thing. I didn't know if it was gonna be something. At that time I had. So I was doing media stuff before podcast was my first media thing.
Mm.
But I think, I think, and I thank myself not that I was able to do those things because I was able to approach this a certain way, and I think I just took it serious. If that makes sense. Like the way I approached podcasting, I had did so my I would do like mini videos of just trying to talk right on camera and stuff. Couldn't talk that much then anyway, but I would try and I would send them out and you trying to, get your YouTube checks, whatever. I would do filming for my brother on his games, some sports filming, try to do highlight tapes for people. I wanted to do skits, so much stuff I wanted to do. And then when I finally heard what a podcast was and I listened to a couple that I was liking, I was like, yo, these not professional people that do this. Sometimes you think like in order to make a sketch, you gotta be a director, or you
Mhm.
think in order to write a script, you gotta be a writer. No, this was something that you kind of can do. And I was like, damn, I might can do this because of the uh, conversation that I was having at people at work. Like I said, the mountain pot stuff.
Right.
So I'm just using a random name, but it's not a random name. But I'm talking to Susie, and she telling me she was a model and this, that. And that. We talking for like 6, 7 minutes. It's like I'm getting her whole life story. Like now she's more interested in me than just a person that work here.
Right.
It's like, damn, she's a bit model. Oh, she went through this with her husband and this. I'm like, I could kind of bring that out of people, I think, because this is just a 6 minute, you trying to put in your vessel and getting to work type of conversation. Imagine sitting down and setting and really setting that tone. And I was like, I think I can do this. I was nervous though, because like I said, the first one 3 times, my brother. And I put the worst audio part out, but it was a good conversation. And then I think when I did, her Selena, that was one
Yes.
that made me like, I liked it. So my first three was like, my brother, so it's family. If you think my first three is like, it's how I am. The second was like current events. So I think Target had this thing with the bathroom and stuff and the unisex. I had a phone with my brother Jonathan. And then the third one was Selena, also on the phone interview. But that was one I was like, I liked it because I liked that I think I was able to make her feel like one, like get out what she like just get it out because nobody asked you questions. You don't know,
Right.
So she got out a lot of stuff that she wanted to get out. But then also it was a feeling of people actually knowing like, hey, maybe I could talk to her a little differently because she got enough stuff going on. I remember people was doing stuff on social media. Like I seen a photo of her and somebody was like, why this ugly black girl hello, da da da. I'm like, dang. And it's like when I did that one with her, um, I could see a shift in people that we work with, how they talk to her and stuff. And it's like, okay, I like that. So I like that feeling, and I feel like you always gonna run into that. So honestly, I thought I would have longevity with podcasting just off the strength of knowing, like, having a goal mindset, and I wasn't going too big. I ain't trying to. I mean, it's fine. I won't mind, but I'm not trying to like be the best podcaster in the whole wide world. I just want to do what I'm doing here, and I think it's like I said, this town is rich enough for me to just be home based here.
Oh, mm, sorry. Oh, wow. I never knew that,
Yeah,
that you felt that way. Okay, so was there ever a time that you felt like giving up on this podcast?
I don't say giving up. I think you just want to try different things. Like it's the business of it is it's like oversaturated now. So it's like you gotta try to do something to stand out. So when I'm setting up and I got a certain way, it's like I do that on purpose because I have to set up myself apart at some point because whether somebody is popular and then people just get a lot of views off that, whether somebody is working hard, whether you have to stand out some way. So if I've always done it, I've always been big on my audio, always been big
Mhm.
on just the setup of things because that structure will set me apart from the others. And I feel like you know, when I think about stopping, I just like doing it, so I don't think about it. Because if I don't
No.
do it, I'm still doing it like in person. I've had podcast episodes that are dope that they not like nobody never know about them because it was just a conversation we was having. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I should got a mic. Damn, I should have. And it's like I get it because sometimes you're not gonna be able to put everything on camera. Everybody not camera,
Right.
friendly. They don't want to do that. And they don't want the attention. But I ain't or like quitting. I always just felt like I try to push myself to just do different and do more, if that makes sense. So
Definitely.
quitting ain't never been anything. I'll be like, now, like normally in December, I take the month off. I've always done that. In December, I won't really record too much. But I go hard in January and I just do that. But over time, I have to change things up because sometimes it calls me to do something during in December. December, people are like, can you do it December? I'm like, yeah. Or I'll do like gigs, like hosting and stuff like that. So normally stopping is not an option because whenever I think of stopping or I think of mixing something up or changing something up, something good usually come of that, and it kind of pushed me forward to even just come back to this and do it. So it's like this is like the home thing. It's almost like somebody like asking a rapper stop rapping, but it's like rapping might bring so much extra stuff to them, whether it's shows or sponsors or interviews or so like they always gonna come back to they bread and butter, and this would be mine.
I'm learning so much about you.
Hey,
This is awesome.
that's the whole purpose of this to learn, But I try to, and especially with you, I try to give I'm thinking about the stuff I'm saying. I'm trying to even not saying give different answers because not a because if it's true, it's true. If it's right, it's right. But just detail. I'm always been like that. Like I tell a story. Thank it for my pops. I tell a story and I lose myself in the story because I didn't try to tell you so many details that I forgot what the actual initial part of the story I was I was telling you.
I know
So
what you mean. Ready? Okay, so what's admirable about your podcast is that you have a diverse roster of interviewees. Your podcast has manifold rangers that include politicians, local entrepreneurs, comedians, musicians, you name it. So, and also your show tackles topics like breast cancer awareness and mental health in our community. Is there any person or topic you have wanted to cover that you haven't gotten the opportunity to yet?
ooh, a person. I've been trying to get the DA on for a minute. He actually agreed, but I was busy, and I think I'm gonna try to get him first of the year. I don't want to throw it to someone there, but we've talked. Like I said, it's from doing podcasts. I did Ben Hassan. Ben Hassan reached out to him. He
Right.
called me the same day. It was like cool. So that's one person I do want to get on. I'm real big on getting like that politics side. 'Cause I also try to humanize them in the same breath because that's a hard job to do. We always talk about it like they should do this, they should do that, but really, I mean, it's so much. And you've been in even retail working like it's so much politics and so much decision making that it's hard, right? So I'll be trying to humanize them. So politics is that the DA is one person I would want to have on. Or the topic,
You've covered a lot.
yeah, I think I've covered almost anything I wanted to cover, and in a way I wanted to cover it. Um, Whether it be myself or whether it be with a person, I think I do a good job, especially with my thinking out loud. I think that's when I tap into it the most, as far as like topics that I normally wouldn't cover with people, because everybody won't tackle the topic the same. too much personal experiences and not like I'm a Libra, but you know, the scale. So like even though I might feel strongly about a topic, I try to cover it like this. But I'm gonna tell you where I'm at with it, but I try to cover it with like, but
Unbiased.
I tried my
Yeah.
best just because it's journalism at the end of the day. So, but also sometimes I'm just very headstrong on my belief and what I feel. But I'm open because I'm older now. I'm open to somebody feeling a different way and me to be like, okay, or I'm liking it. I'm not gonna argue with nobody. I'm just you feel differently. It's
What's the
beautiful.
problem?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. We got you just
We're
be
all different people,
yeah.
though. I never
One,
understood
two.
that.
There we go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
So at one point, you've collaborated with several other podcasters. You have, for example, Fire and Ice.
yeah, shout out to Conclave. Yeah. Long we did that. We did that. We did that for a good little minute. Over
Yeah.
100 episodes.
100, right?
Over 100.
Over 100.
Yeah.
Also Half Hour Black Power,
Shout out to Q. It's my
right?
guy. Shout
And
out to
you've
Q.
produced numerous others, including Conversations with Mo,
Mhm.
Big Girl, Big Talk. And I know of a few others you've personally helped begin their podcast journey. When they
Yeah.
came to you saying they want to start a podcast, you've devoted your time, resources, support, encouragement. So, like, what makes you want to do that for other people?
Well, you know, I always tell a story, and you know it firsthand, honestly. When I started, remember it being someone who was in media, and I feel like we had a good rapport for the most part, and they would reach out sometimes, you know, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So when I decided to do the podcast thing, I was like, well, let me holler at this person, maybe they can give me some pointers, and it pretty much like, you know, man, like f off, like fuck off, you know, like that's kind of the vibe I got from the answer I got from him. Of course, he didn't say that them words, but
Right.
he also was like, "Well, don't do that. Why don't you just come be on my show?" And like I said, I didn't know it then because you're not looking at yourself as a mirror. But I know that I couldn't. I've done collaborative work and I just didn't like it. I had
Right.
bad experience with that, so I knew if I ever did something that was like an entity or something that had a heavy idea about, it had to be solo. And so when he said that, it was like a pro and a con because it was like the pro part of it was like cool because I'm gonna just do my own thing anyway. The con part was like, damn, like you know, I felt like I only came to this person because I felt like this was somebody who could have helped me because of what he's doing and the things that at least I thought he was doing at the time. You know what I'm saying? And so I kind of vowed to, in so many words, like when I started to see I was doing good at it, and because of the work I knew I had to do, I mean, when I tell you how many videos I watched trying to see what equipment people had, because podcast wasn't even video at the time. So
Right.
when you seen videos, it was from it was like Snapchat footage, or it was like, small clips. I couldn't see how to use the equipment if I did buy the equipment. So stuff was just really trial and error. I had to like just buy stuff and then try it, which is why I cover so many topics because I'm like, hey, let's talk about this today, y'all. Y'all meet me at my house later on. We just go meet at my house, and the rest of the time I lived there, we just record. And so once I started to get really, really good at it, and I felt like I started to make my own little name here and there, whenever somebody came to me about doing it, I always wanted to extend my hand. So I always tell them was, hey, yo, meet me in my studio, meet me here, and we can do a mock one. I'm even willing to do a mock one. I'll set up in front of you, and then I'll tell you why each one matter, what I got, what you probably can get, blase, blase. And then over time, I just got I seen like even the benefit of doing that, like, you know, the benefit of helping someone that's trying to do something even without them asking you. So sometimes I might reach out to you guys podcast and like, yo, if y'all want to come on first before you start yours, let me know. We can do X, Y, Z. And a lot of them they'll take me up an offer. And then some people they'll do it, and because I care about the art so much, they'll do it and be like, I can't do this. But I appreciate that too, because like don't come in the art messing it up. You know what I'm saying? Don't come in thinking that because people, this thing right here, this is people think they're doing these and they just turn to it. They get their doctors and everything. Like they think they can talk about any and everything, and it's not. And you can freedom of speech, but it's just a way about it's the way you go about it. And I think now you know the new gender wars and things the topic, so they get this and they just telling you how
Oh my
women
Jesus.
ain't nothing and how it's because they mom did this when they was younger, and it's just all this other crazy stuff. So I don't know. I like to think that you know at some point I just grew to want to help you know people, but I also wanted to kind of control the art out here. And I say control, I mean like I don't want just anybody trying to start something. You know, I want
Hmm.
to have some kind of say so. Like you should probably do it this way, because I didn't know that. but my opinion be mattering. You don't know until you start. Your opinion matters. So.
Mm.
But I've seen so many people come and go in this as well, and
Right.
start be inconsistent, and it's like, all right, I see what kind of person you are, so it's fine. So,
So has there been anyone that was suggested to you that you were like, hell no,
to help,
no, to have be a guest on your show?
uh, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say hell no, but I definitely, I don't call what I do like turning down guests. I always say, I had a saying for it, just not right now, and that could be forever, or it could be for a couple months, couple days. But honestly, like sometimes I have like a mindset for my next 5 guests. I don't know, I might have a thing. I might just be doing politics. I might just be doing music, art, sports. So if you, I'm just using rap. I know they probably hate when I do it, but if you rapping, yeah, you don't fit into this right now. So it's no. Um, it's not about your music because I don't care about that. I can interview somebody that makes horrible music, and the interview can still be fire, and music just the music. But nah, I would say, but it is like relationships and things of that nature sometimes that I won't say is hell no, but it's just like, um, I probably won't do that because and it's politics and anything. So I won't do this interview because, I'm sensitive to this and I have a wherewithal about a certain situation.
Mm.
Or you're not gonna just use my platform to try to, like like change the narrative of you if it's false.
Mm.
If they said you did XYZ, and you trying to come on here and it's a heinous, something heinous, not like telling, but it's something like you touch somebody or underage, something like that, then yeah, it's probably a no for me. Then I didn't have that, but dude, these are things I would say no to.
Okay.
But I've had where um a person might I've had a person hit me up and I just never responded to it, never opened it at all, never responded to it. But because I didn't get along with their manager, I felt like that would be corny to do them because what I'm gonna say, don't bring your manager. It's like to be in a certain space, I just don't. It's like one of them things you're just kind of like, find somebody else to do it.
And that's why you work by yourself. You call the shots.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, but I've done this stuff. I say no. I'll call other podcasts and be like, yo, such and such just said they wanted to come on. Like, would you do it? Would you do that? Would you do it for me or a favor if I really rock with it? So just cause I say no, don't mean you can't be on a podcast. You just won't be on this one. But
Mm.
I've done that all the time.
So you've taken an extra step to try
Definitely,
to get them
definitely.
on.
Because cause like I said, it's you gotta take the personal out of it. It's still art at the end of the day. And like I said, it could be that one person that you're just not thinking about, and maybe I have an issue with who manages that person, or whatever the case may be. That don't mean I don't want that person to succeed. I don't necessarily not want the manager to succeed. It is we do it together. That's all. You know what I'm saying? But that person can go on that platform, and I won't tell that person why they're not on, but I'll just say, hey, so I just want to do one. Can you do that for me? Blah blah, and go from there.
As a personal favor.
Or honestly, if they say no first, then yeah, I'm not gonna start. I'm not gonna start off with that. But if they say, hey, nah, I ain't doing that. Hey, look, man, I don't ask much, bro. So you go from there.
Man, I'm so proud of you.
I
So
try.
growed up.
I make everybody proud.
Let's switch it up a little bit, right? We're gonna I'm gonna ask you some questions about certain things. Um, so in your opinion, would you say the recent saturation of new podcasts have hurt or helped the market?
Oh, hurt. And it hurt because I not speaking for me. I do think I'm a special, person, but there's probably a special podcast out there that's unique and that that person can't probably get to where they could be at because it's oversaturated. And I don't mean just with your everyday people. I'm talking about your sports people that not playing sports no more but can't get on ESPN, so they just go get a camera and a crew and make jokes.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they telling these great NBA stories. You can't compete with that. How can you compete with somebody saying, "Man, I was in the locker room with Jordan"? And it's like, oh, this is better than whatever this is. So
Right.
it's like, I don't hate on it. I'm just saying to answer the question, it hurts a little bit because you got people who have been putting a lot of time in just to do this only, and then a lot of people that fail in the other arena, they will come here, fail here too, but they'll come here and it's like, you wasted 2 years, bro. Like just trying, and you wasted 2 years. So it definitely hurt. It only helps in the sense of I think for people that starting podcasts now and that are serious about it, whether you're doing it for business or just doing it for recreational or just artistic a form of it, it's easier to buy equipment now.
Mhm.
I took a couple shopping, shout out to my guys, shopping the other day. Um, well, I'm sorry. I went with them and they were shopping. I don't have they had the money, you know what I'm saying? Let's get that straight. But I was telling what they can get and just telling how much easier it is to buy equipment now and that I can show them once they come in, I can show them, set them up one time, boom, boom. But these are people I believe in, you know what I'm saying? But it is oversaturated, but it helped because now podcasting is a thing. Like I was in Target the other day and they have a whole podcast section. I said,
Yeah.
where was this at 7 years ago when I had to buy everything one by freaking one? I was going to Radio Shack buying used microphones. It's a
But
it's a
look at you
lot.
now, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't change it for nothing. I wouldn't change it,
Right.
for nothing. I wouldn't change it for nothing.
That's growth, experience, knowledge, all that
Yeah,
good stuff.
all things you need.
So let's get into some hot topics. I just want to get your little snippet of opinion on these things that have been floating around social media.
All right.
First one, going 50-50 on dates.
I don't see a problem with that. Like I don't understand what's the problem with it. Like I'm not saying that I do. If what you ask me if I see a problem with it, or you ask me if I do it. Like which one you asking?
What's your opinion on it?
My opinion is if what are you dating for? If you're dating to get pampered, then maybe you don't do 50-50. If you're dating to just have a good time, meet somebody, then 50-50 shouldn't be a problem. Because technically speaking, anything that you invest in for in a relationship you invest in, dating is just an investment in a relationship. So I
Mm.
don't see a problem with going 50-50. You gotta invest. Not just time. It's more to life than just time. It's important, but it's more to life than just time. So and you might meet somebody at the time, like I said. Would you if you know that going 50-50 on a date with somebody, right, or
Mhm.
for some person, and 5 years later on, you never have to spend a dime in life and you're gonna be happy with that person, you ain't gonna know until that happens, you know what I'm saying? But you don't know. I mean, people they change, like you said, you met when I was 24.
Right.
Yeah, the money I made at 24 is not what I make at 33. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a different. So somebody made 24 and said, "Oh, you ain't got to go half." Well, today you go date me out, you ain't got to pay nothing at all, probably. So it's like it depends on what you like. But I feel like if you're investing in something, and if you're looking at dating as an investment to a relationship or just a future, I don't know, that 50-50 talk is kind of crazy to me. But to each his own, because I feel like I don't know. 50, the fact it's a problem is crazy to me. Because I feel like you should be able to when somebody come into your life and y'all supposed to be one, whatever. It's not like one. It's like y'all make one. So you are one already. You whole already. You know what I'm saying? And that person's whole. Y'all just whole together. So I think if you can't do the 50-50, maybe you're not whole. And then why would that person date you? And now you the problem. You know. Not the problem, but just saying like if I'm a man and somebody just like they just against it. Not saying that if you can't do it, that's different.
Hmm.
But just being against it to me is like that's a red flag.
So I'm seeing like if it's a first date and a guy asks the woman out,
But we always assuming that. I don't live that kind of life sometimes, so I don't know. Like, some guys is different.
I
I'm a
mean, I,
special
I
guy,
would think
so
if a woman asked the man, then she would be willing to pay for the date because she
yeah.
asked.
I guess you call them dates, and people would have paid for it.
Right. If
But
they
I
ask
go there,
you,
with the intention that if
of course, always
so
be prepared.
yeah, I'm not trying to be
But
pampered.
in a
Like,
relationship, I think the 50-50, what you were talking about, yeah, that makes more sense. But
so
for a
pretty much,
first date,
dating. You're saying you thinking, or your opinion is whoever asks who should be paying for the date.
I think so.
Okay, even though the guy is courting a girl, sometimes that girl is the one to ask for a date. So then, regardless, the guy stopped you at Target, got your number, and y'all talking. You liking him, but he ain't saying nothing about going on a date yet. And you like, we should probably go out. I mean, she should be paying it.
If she asks him, then yes.
So just yes, because however I just worded it, it's just yes, right? That's what I'm saying.
If she is the one that asks, then yes.
Based off the example I just
I heard you.
okay. I'm just making sure. I'm just making
Yes.
sure.
If she wants to go out to dinner, if she asks him to go out to dinner, the expectation is that she'll be paying.
Mm.
But I don't think it usually goes like that.
Like I said, it depends, But I think people look too deep into money, and that be hindering stuff, man. Money is a lot, but it's not everything. People look too deep into money, man. Way too deep.
Just gonna move along to another one. What do you think about the term alpha males?
I think it's just a term that was made on one of these things here because somebody had nothing to talk about, and they wanted to separate a man that maybe had it. I don't know. I don't know because I mean, from the term that what they're saying, I understand. Like from the definition they give, I get it. But that's just a man. Man is a man. I don't know. Like you're just a man. You either a man or you're not a man. It's just that simple. So
What makes someone a man then?
I mean, just taking care of your business. Not even necessarily staying true to your word, but just being you, being yourself. Uh, giving respect and demanding respect. I think it's that simple.
So what are your thoughts on simp and when they
Oh,
call someone a simp?
that's somebody who's not demanding respect.
You think that's what it is?
A simp?
Mhm.
Well, what term you think it is? Maybe I'm looking at something different, like a simp. Like,
I just my definition of
uh
it is a man who puts a woman's wants and needs before his.
nah, it's not a simp. I don't think that's a simp. I mean, yeah, that's the term. That he's still a man. He just a man that loves his woman. I mean, I don't, he's just a man that is like, it's okay to like love the person you love. It's okay. Now it's that person respecting that it would be my what I look into. That's for how I would get into the simp thing. I would get in simp thing if not being reciprocated or not being appreciated, and you just always trying to get that appreciation. Then it's like you're doing a
Okay.
lot.
I
That's
see what
I
you're
would
saying.
say simp, but just doing it now. That's just you loving the person. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's fellas. It's okay. I don't know. Like I'm just it's okay to do that. Ain't
So
nothing wrong with that.
what's the female version of a simp then?
Never heard of it. Never heard of a female being. I don't. I mean, I wouldn't say they would see. They wouldn't call a female a simp. They would call a guy a player.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it changes when that narrative changes. The definition changes sometimes. So a simp, for I guess, in my opinion, if you think of a female, somebody who just getting a man everything, and maybe he don't work. She just taking care of him. I would think that's would be the definition. But in our world, they would call him a player. They say, "Oh, you got the women taking care of you."
And that's a great thing. Huh?
I don't know. Never had it.
Gentle parenting. What are your thoughts on that?
I like it. That's what I want to do.
Do you
That's what I do.
practice it?
Yeah, I don't hate my kids. Um,
It's not about just not
I
hitting
got
your
to
kids.
nah, I got girls. I gotta be gentle with them. Not saying that if I had a boy, I wouldn't be gentle with them. But it is something I do. I do like I'll tell my girls don't cry. Brooke don't cry. But I'll tell Bella, like, stop crying. You know what I'm saying? Do she really gotta stop crying? No. And she know I'm gonna pick up, but I'm gonna say it first. But father gender parent thing, yeah, I'm with it 'cause I feel like it's other options other than cursing them out, belittling them, making them feel a certain way. I don't really do that. I'm a jokester. I like to joke. So if anything, they probably get mad. I joke a lot. That's it. My kids, like my daughter, will tell you, "Hey, you play too. I play. I'm playing, joking. I want them to live life, be okay, make mistakes, and have room to grow, and just go from there. Now I'm gonna bring it up. Remember that day you were crying about that? We gonna bring it up, but yeah, I'm be gentle. I like the idea of that because the world is already hard enough.
Right.
So, but I'll be gentle, but I'll be realistic as well. So I'll
Mm.
sit them down. I probably get that from my dad, but I sit them down, talk to them. My dad would do that sometimes. Like he never hit me. He'll like he has some fat fingers. He'll do like that sometimes, but very rare. But like he'll drive, he'll pull over, and had his full blown conversation with me. Right? He'd be like, "You get what I'm saying?" I'm like, "I'm 6. No, I don't understand what the fuck you're saying, bro. Like, I'm 6, bro. Like, no, I don't know. I don't know if you send this 6-page letter to my mom. It's up to you, bro. I think it's over." You know what I'm saying? But I think I'll talk to them because you don't know when your time. You don't know. So like I talk to them sometimes so that if they run across a situation and at that moment I'm not there to help them, whether I'm not there in that moment, they still can think, I remember my dad said this, you know. So I try to do that as well, along with gentle parenting. I try to parent, just give them I don't parent to their age. I try to talk to them like they peers of mine.
Right. I think it's important. This is not about a conversation. This is just about you. We'll get into that later. So you talked about your girls, and it is evident through your posts and videos that your daughters are the most important people in your life.
Definitely.
You're an involved father who constantly showers your daughters with love and affection, which is very commendable, of course. So I personally believe that fathers who are like you, present in their daughters' lives, I
Mhm.
think that would change a lot of women today. That would help with their self-esteem issues or women who constantly, seek out men to fill a void.
Yeah.
So is that so you just agree? So yeah. So In what ways do you feel like your relationship with your girls will affect them as women?
Oh, I think just choices in men. People go to that first, but it's just choices in general. Like even the every decision I make when it comes to them, whether it be how I talk to their mom or treat their mom, like, I don't argue with their mom in front of them. She don't either. Like she let's talk outside if it's something serious. Um, but and also I don't like regardless of if I'm with her or not, I don't shun her away from nothing. Like if for some reason I dropped them off or something and like you gotta eat and she wanted to come, that's fine. I want them to see that, um, that I treat their mom the right way because they even though we're not together, they still need to see that
Right.
because they may have kids and don't be with that person. So I need to see how somebody gonna treat them when it don't go how you want it to go. Somebody gonna treat them when y'all not together, but just because of the respect level y'all have and the fact y'all got a kid together, they, treating you a certain way. So that's important. How I talk to my mom is important to them. So I get aggravated pretty quickly. I think everybody knows that sometimes, right? And my mom, like, even though we really cool, I'll be aggravated sometimes, but I won't be like, yo, shut up. I'm not, I've seen people tell their mom, shut the fuck up,
I've
or,
seen it.
never do. Even I'll be upset, never. Now I'll tell them I'm annoyed, like, hey, yo, she annoying me right now. They'll laugh, but they also see that I said it to them and not like to make her feel bad. They watch everything you do. So
Mhm.
anytime I'm around them or even if I'm not around the decision I make, I got them in mind. I think that'll help them make good decisions as well. My youngest, she a risk taker. She a little risky. My oldest, she's more like me, but she might be like her mom. I'm not sure yet. She just quiet. But the youngest is a risk taker right now. So she's still like in her risk taking stages.
Mhm.
I'll wake up and she'll be in the kitchen making sandwiches at 3 in the morning, trying to make noodles. I'm like, who taught you that? Oh, I seen Dawn do it. Yeah, but that you ain't Dawn. So it just depends. But I do think how I treat people that they see mean a lot to me as well. Or don't mean a lot to me, how I treat them. Whether be driving and somebody homeless ask me something and I don't push them off. Even
Right.
if I don't give them that, I'll be respectful to them. Or I'll when I'm out and I'm joking with the person at the register, regardless of what I'm just joking, making sure they have a good day, whatever it can be. So it just and my temper, I don't get upset. Like I do, but I don't show that I'm upset. I think they see that as well. So like I've never seen them. My youngest, like I said, she's a risk taker. She the one that's gonna get upset, but my oldest is like more like me. So I also cognizant of that. I try to do a lot of me stuff, calm stuff around her so she can stay being calm and stay to be herself. So yeah,
I think your girls are gonna turn out to be some very special, successful, just well-rounded young women.
I'm hoping
And
so.
I know that the way that you are with them is why they're gonna be that way.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
try. I try.
Got a little sentimental.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I got a teenager coming up, so
It's okay. We
yeah.
outgrow it eventually.
I'm not. Alex, I'm not tripping. Look, if the next 3 years is hard, I had a good first 12, so I'm kind of okay. But I just feel like I'm cool. Like it ain't gonna bother me. You know how I am.
So you mentioned your family. Let's talk about them a little bit more. Right. So you've had your mom, your sister, your brother, uncles, cousins, everybody on your podcast.
The whole family.
Pretty much, right? So why was it important to showcase your family to your listeners?
It's super important to know my story too, because at the end of the day, even though I'm illustrating through Augusta, I guess I'm from here as well now, so that's my story also. But I also be trying to always merge the two, the Augusta and the Brooklyn, and I need them to understand that lifestyle and what we know to be the norm. Because I have I can say a trilogy. My cousin, so my uncle and all his kids I had on. So my cousin, his oldest son, his youngest son, his oldest daughter had all them on. My uncle passed away, so that's also nostalgic for me because somebody had my mom listening to it in the morning. She did listen to it. I know she loved doing it. And them three that got their story, but it also told me a story of my grandmother, that side I maybe don't know of her. She told me a story about their dad that I don't know. I don't see that. So it's important for me, just as a person, to keep that balance I was talking about, where it's like, yeah, it's my hero, but it also chinks on that armor because maybe he did that, maybe he made this decision. But then also when you think about my girls and stuff like that, I'm like, I'm cognizant of all this stuff. I'm like, well, I got to try to make sure that I'm that to them 'Cause I've seen where people that's heroes to me aren't heroes to,
Right.
their kids. Not that they villains all at all, but they're just not heroes, and I wanna be that, so but it's important just because also, you can watch Crooklyn, you can watch you can watch Paid in Full, Juice, you watch all these Brooklyn, New York movies, and it give you a sense of it, but when you talk to a real person, this is not scripted, it's just a real person. This is what happened. This is my lifestyle. My cousin, when he talking about living in the projects and when he's eating syrup sandwich and he was so happy about it, I'm like, it's not normal to be happy about that. That's like a struggle meal.
Mhm.
It tells a different story, but he telling it like, it's
That's what
just,
it is.
yeah, like that's, and it's important to me to get that because I mentioned the butler and living in houses versus Joe living in the Joe's would resonate with his, oh
His
yeah,
story.
that's nice.
Right.
But then my cousins, they might resonate with theirs because they also live in housing. So it's just a different perspective. It's all about perspective.
I have a confession. I've never seen Paid in Full.
Amen. I don't know what to tell you, man. I was gonna say a line from it, but now I feel like you might not know what this is, so it don't matter.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you should
So
watch that.
why?
It's just a great movie. It's definitely a top five for
We'll
me.
get into that later.
You never seen Paid in Full?
No,
Nah, I gotta stop this. We gotta stop right here. This is we can't keep.
I don't think I saw the 5 heartbeats either. Where you going? So, from what I know of you, Jermaine, you're not much of a sharer in person. Keep a lot
Depends.
of things to yourself.
Yeah.
Right. But when you're on your podcast, specifically the thinking out loud segments, it's a whole different story. Why are you more open and more transparent during those episodes than you are in real life?
But most times it's just me. I've done maybe one or two with people in the room, but most times it's just me. It's just my thoughts. So, but thinking out loud, that originated just from me share my opinion, and somebody was like, "Yo, you got a voice. You should probably, share your opinion this way because people look at you this way." I think I was joking on something, and he made a good point. I was like, "Damn." See, Obi would have been like, "F you." I want to joke, but I was like, you know what? That'd be right. So I started it. And at first, I started talking to people, like two people, just not saying their name, just as a way to give advice. But if you follow, so I've done episodes talking just audio only. When I really couldn't find guests, I would do episodes. So probably one of the best ones people always say is when I talked about Bailey and when I knew she was coming to the world and my thoughts around that time, my mindset around that time. I think I played I played one of my favorite songs. I played a song throughout the thing, and it was just a good mesh, but it was my thoughts. It's just me. I would do that every once in a while. I would just take a situation and nobody probably know about and really fully explain it. I did the Wonder Years
Right.
series, stuff like that. All of those kind of help the thinking out loud because I was able to get my thoughts out. So I can tell you a story like the Wonder Years of me getting suspended and this, that, and third. But it was very detailed. It was, in line and everything. And in person, you don't get that because sometimes I feel like people not they just I don't know them enough to do that. So it's still a part of me that's like that. Like, you know, I'll say hi, but I'm not gonna engage in full blown conversation with you. My thinking out loud is really free to the public. So you could be a stranger and just get the information. But I
Right.
also know that, there's a level of uh I'm using this not in a sexual term, but just in a term of closeness. There's a level of intimacy there with the camera and me and then the audience that I'm sharing them for that moment. And that's like just a treat for me because of the support that I've gotten and people wanting to know who I am. So when I they can't see you now. So it's a mystique here of who's this person. A lot of my interviews like that. So thinking a lot of like also like, yeah, you don't know who I am here, but this is who I am here. So I kind of use that to talk to people and through people. Sometimes I might go through something with my brother and family. So I'll use the topic and it's like, he probably like, where you get a topic from? Well, it's happened in real life. I'm just breaking it down because I know my brother gonna watch this. So I might can't I might go tell my brother like, oh, you being stupid or this, that, and third. But he'll get the picture.
Mm.
I'll put a clip out just of that only so he can kind of see. So I'm talking to and through him.
Right.
Or I might see something from a distance. I'll speak on a situation third party way, and yeah, and it'll go from there. But yeah, it started just from going to and through, but also it just when you have a conversation with somebody, a lot of times it's almost not impossible, but it's hard to have a full conversation because you have a view and I got a view. So you want to tell me your view, but I also want to tell my view. Sometimes your view is gonna be too long. I'm gonna forget what I want to say. I might tune out. But this is just me. It's uninterrupted.
Mhm.
Like it's just me and the camera. And it's like, all right, what you gonna say? What you gonna do? And it's just you. Now you gotta be cognizant of what you're saying because on the microphone, like I said, you say some things in here that you gotta answer to
Right.
outside. But for the most part, it's me and a camera. And I just feel like that's the best time to give people peace of my mind.
So it's therapeutic for you.
Very therapeutic. Very, very, very therapeutic. And it's always been that way. I think even when I started the podcast, like and you mentioned, me doing it, but that was a year I made it was coming. So once I started it, I had bought the stuff before I don't know. But I know she was coming that year, long story short. So it was always podcast was always therapeutic for me to do. It was like a way to escape reality, you know, at the time.
Wanna switch it up a little bit?
And the floor is yours, man.
Let's do threes, right? I know you mentioned Paid in Full, you just think it's glory. So the first question is, what 3 movies would you recommend and why?
Paid in full. Okay. Let's start there.
Okay.
I gotta say why after each one or all three of them, then why.
Why for each one?
So paid in full, because I feel like people think the 80 was a joke. Like not if he wasn't there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, or if you don't know about it, but this is rich history. This is for real. No pun intended, but this is like for real. And paid in full it's a real story of really three people from Harlem that are like legends. Of course, for the wrong reasons, but like legends, but they were young. These was kids, like, they were like 16, 17. They don't look at the movie because they grown, but
Right.
they was young getting to all this money. And I love the storyline of Paid in Full. And it's just true. I love anything that's like really like loosely or like based. I love true and stuff. Juice. The reason why I say juice is because I tell people all the time. I said, it's hard to really tell people, but that's really how New York is. When I say that, like they really got into trouble for nothing. And that's New York for you. Like they weren't bad kids at all.
Right. Right.
Maybe Bishop was gonna be bad because he had this household, but the rest of them was good kids. One had a kid. You know what I'm saying?
I did see that many times.
Yeah, like that. That wasn't the thing. One had a kid. I ain't trying to be funny when I say it. One was getting molested because he was young. Q was young, but he had a grown woman. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just
I
saying like
mean,
this is
it's
that's New
call it
York
is
for
what
you
it
though.
is, yeah.
And then one was just a still shouldn't have been around them. Like that's not they. That's how groups and friends work. It's always one that's just like you take over the team. One that's still you got the crazy one. You got the I guess the two pretty boys, whatever, and whatever. And one is talented, which is cute. That's New York. But the thing is that I like about it was even the beginning. It's so iconic because it's how you get ready. You put your music up in the morning. Mom wake you up. You getting ready. You trying different stuff on if you dressing like that, whatever. I never did that, but then you got people at the corner calling you. Oh, come. Like it's no alarm clock. That's the alarm clock. When they start calling you out your window, you got 5 minutes or you getting left. And I just think that's like really at that time is like the epitome of really how New York was for real. Like our average day for a regular kid was, but that quickly you can get into something because peer pressure and just for no reason. They had no reason to rob that store.
Right.
They had no reason to kill that man. It's just that's New York for you. Like for no reason at all. It's a what they say. You're gonna get as far as the people around you for no reason. So you hang around that. That's what happens. And they weren't bad kids. Just hang around, did that kind of stuff. And then the third one, ooh, I would say Rain Over Me. It's a movie with Don Cheadle and Adam Sandler.
Okay.
And that Adam Sandler, he is like schizophrenic, or bipolar medically, something like that, because his family died in 9/11. He was a doctor. He was like was a big doctor, But I liked it just because at the time, uh, at the time when I saw it, it reminded me of my dad. He had his own situation, but it reminded me of that because you see people and they're not who you once knew them to be. But sometimes you still just see that person, so you kind of okay with like the change, and you just want them to. I don't know. You feel like it's in you to be like, I can still see that person that's there, and I like Don Cheadle. I'm a big Don Cheadle fan.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, even Rebound, I like or a minute ago, I like Don Cheadle. I like Don Cheadle. So them three probably for
Those
me.
3.
Yeah.
So what other 3 podcasts, of course, besides your own, would you suggest to your listeners?
Other three podcasts I suggest. Ooh, um, I would suggest sit down with Slim 'cause that's the homie. Sit down with Slim. But he definitely he approaches podcast. We got different content definitely, but he approaches just like me. Like, he really sit back and strategize and think of it. So I would say sit down with Slim. It's a new guy that I would say, the Sofa Sessions. This guy named Brandon I met at work. He's pretty dope. But I like when people trying, they new and they really trying to grow. You could tell he really want to just get better. So I like that. And I think if you watch, let's start listening to it now, you'll probably see that progression as time go on. And then I would say ready to be accountable. And I'm using people that I've been on a podcast too
Mhm.
because that's another group that has grown. It's a duo. Really, it's a bunch of them because they got a team, a producer and all that stuff. Um, when I went on a podcast, I think we had a really dope conversation. But I also see they put the work in to like want to get better. Now, like I said, they content a little different too sometimes. Not always chill content. They use the B word a lot sometimes too. It's raunchy, but I think that just watching the growth of people and watch people really want to excel in something and really try and be consistent. That's the main thing about all three of them. All three of them consistent. Like if you go to their stuff, you'll see episode in the last 5 weeks, you'll see 5 episodes. And that's you can't see that in mines. But you can. But
Every day, every day.
still, yeah, definitely consistency there.
So, what's one lesson that you've learned in your life that you feel everyone else should learn the same lesson?
I think again, I just kind of just said it too. Um, you gonna get as far as the people around you. So I said to say like I'm not saying be fake and just go ahead and stand next to somebody successful, but I'm also not saying don't do that. If that
Mhm.
makes sense. I'm just saying a lot of times we like to hang around people because of whether it's popularity, whether it's like they jeans, or I don't know, they dress nice, or I don't know whatever
Really?
reasons why. But I think we gotta at some point in life, you want to start hanging around people that got common interests, that's moving forward. It's not, y'all could be told two totally different people, two totally different worlds, two totally different backgrounds. But if you see that person progressing in life and you stuck asking questions about why this happened, why can I get ahead, and you see somebody that progressing, I think it's like common sense to kind of go ahead and mesh that and hopefully that you can start progressing. I think what I realized, even in just corporate America, it's like when I started to talk to certain people or, be around them so here and there and let them know who I am a little bit, those people that make decisions sometimes, you wonder why good things happen for you. It's like, it's politics and that, but it's also like, because you aligned yourself with
Right.
progression, you aligned yourself with power, with success, that sometimes that stuff just come to you. So definitely, I would say that. And I think I'll tell you off air, but I think I just witnessed that like the last maybe couple years of my life. That's how stuff happened. Like just relationships, building them,
Networking.
networking.
So, what's one stance that you have that is most disagreed with?
Most disagree with
Mm-hmm.
one stance that I have that is most
Like with people
disagreed.
like, now you bugging.
Ooh, um, when you say so you say most people. I think that in my opinion, it's just it's opinion, but I think that I think that Taraji was wrong in acrimony. That's just me, People say that I'm tripping. They say that nah, she had every right to do what she did. I think she was wrong for that. I think she should have took her money and lived a good life and just found happiness elsewhere since she was ready leaving anyway. That's just me personally. I know women go through their own things. They feel like, Mary J. Blige not gonna cry when he took his hair. I get it. I get it. I
Right.
definitely get it. You know what I'm saying?
But
11
you
years is a
think
long
she's
time.
wrong.
11 years is a long time. You know. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Now in the movie, I'm cool. I'm cool with Angela Bassett doing what she did. I got that. I agree with that. 11 years sacrifice. Come on now. I felt every bit of that song Mary J. Blige was singing, but yeah, I think I feel like she was wrong in acrimony. I feel like she should have just let him live his life and take her money and go from there.
Oh, thank you for having the guts to say this
Yeah,
out
I've said
loud.
it plenty of times. People always, but like I said, I don't argue. I like the comedy keep moving. I ain't about to go crazy about that. It's just a script.
If a book was written about you, what would the title be?
Ooh, what would the title be? Book about me. What would the title be? Um, uh, simple yet complicated. Yeah, simple yet complicated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
want to give a reason why?
'Cause I feel like I'm a simple person.
Mhm.
I don't want the most extravagant stuff. To me, is and I'm very simple, black and white with stuff I want, but complicated because I also want it a certain way a lot of times too. And I won't say you kind of just gotta learn it. That's the complicated part about me. Like I'm simple because I just want X, Y, Z. I just ain't really saying I want X, Y, Z. I just feel like that's something you gotta kind of learn. It's like people gotta learn you. I feel like if I learn people, I want people to learn. Why can't somebody learn me? Why I
I
gotta learn
understand.
everybody? You know what I'm saying? Like if I can do things and do things how you want them, or I feel like I should get the same in return. I think complicated comes from I also like my and anybody has witnessed that my demeanor. If I just feel something, my demeanor just switch. Like if I feel like somebody played me or did something that I just don't like, I ain't coming to you. I ain't gonna be like you did this. I just be different. And I feel like and people they'll know. They be like, yo, you sure? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. But I might give you I'm good, like I'm really good for real. Like you might think, oh, he's good, but then you're like, nah, but he's not really good. Like this is not, and it could go for a long time. You never know. And then I feel like time heals things as well because then I'm not on it no more. I'm like, F it, it's whatever. And now we back. It depends on what it is. So that can be complicated for some people though. It's simple because I'm a
Yeah.
simple person, but it can be complicated because you don't know. Like you just don't know. Like what do I like? Where did I go wrong? What did you don't know? But that's how I always been. Like I give an example. I had I got a friend, but I was working in this place and she wasn't cool with it was just a friend, nothing more. But she wasn't cool with a particular duo or whatever, right? And then we was cool, so I'm talking. I knew them, but I didn't really talk to them like that. Whatever, cool, cool. And then the one random day, I saw them all talking. I was like, "What the fuck?" All right, I know she told me
Mhm.
you carried a one. That's not adding up. So I just chill. I remember she was asking me like, "You everything?" All right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." And somebody asked me, like, "Hey, sometimes you're not talking to us." I said, I'm cool. And then that one time, like maybe 4 or 5 days later, I was like, "Yo, yeah." And she just kind of said, "Yo, no, no, no. What is it? Tell me what it is." I was telling her like, "Nah, this was this and that." But my thing was, I also felt like if I'm cool with somebody and I really take that step to be cool with them or put them in that friendship category or whatever, and you tell me this and this, that, and third, and I see something different, now I'm feeling like, whoa, I don't know what was lie, what was truth. I got to back up off this because, and when you make somebody your friend in your mind, like at that point, you joining forces, or whatever, and you know how that go when this is me, younger me too. So
Mhm.
now I wouldn't do that. We just working. We just working. That's it.
Right.
I'm not your friend. We just working. You know. But back then, you still younger enough. And you ain't seen enough to really say this is just this.
Right.
You integrate everything. So yeah, I could be complicated, and that was a complicated situation because like I could just easily say, well, why are you talking to something? I just didn't do it. I didn't ask. I just seen that and said, oh yeah, I don't like that, and that was it. But that also a gift and a curse. I feel like sometimes you need to do that. You need to just back up and don't say nothing at all. Ain't really nobody business know why you backed up besides yours.
I just went through it. But yeah, I get it.
Definitely.
I get it. So if you won $1 million tomorrow, what would be the first thing you bought?
The first thing I buy is more likely a house.
A house?
Yeah, I buy a house. Knowing me, I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna buy 3 houses.
Might as well.
Yeah, but I'm not I'm simple. So three like not cheap, but 3 houses that's affordable so I can still spend money. I'm still gonna work. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still gonna
It's
work.
million is not really much, right? In this
It's
day and
not,
age.
but
So
I'm thinking a million. So maybe 700,000 again. If I get 700,000, I'm still buying 3 houses. One I'm just gonna rent out.
right.
But that's definitely 3 houses. That's 3 houses.
So you could picture this, like, let's go back in time, right? You meet 18-year-old Jermaine.
2008.
Knowing what you know now,
Hmm.
what advice would you give to him?
Drop out right now. Do not go back to school.
Really?
Go buy a microphone and start your podcast now
At 18.
at 18 and just go from there. At 18, I was still intrigued. Like, the only thing I liked about college was the fact that I got to meet people.
Hmm.
So I would just honestly, or stay in school, but still start the podcast, and I just record or I drop out, but I record anything at the school. Like I go to school. One of my favorite Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episodes. He was in a class, but he dropped out of class, but he still took the class, the philosophy, whatever, because he dropped out of it, whatever, case may be. But I thought it was dope because he got mad intellect because there's no pressure on you to pass that class. You
It's
just
true.
kind of gaining. I could have went to school and all that stuff without all this debt. that's the thing I would do. I'd probably pay that student debt off. I probably just paid off for real this time. But yeah, man, yeah, the first thing I'll
Mine's
do, I'll
too
tell them,
much.
yo,
Yeah, they're gonna
18
have to
year
wait a
old,
little bit longer for that.
yeah, they never getting that. But 18-year-old me, yeah, definitely go start your podcast now. And I'll say the school thing just because like I went for the wrong. I went because I wanted the grant. I want that money.
Mm.
I'm smart, so I did go to school, but that was my main thing. Like I could buy this, I could buy that, buy me a little car. Da, da. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. You know what I'm
Pretty
saying?
much.
So, but I would definitely just stop. You know, and I'm young, so I've always put a lot of pressure on myself because I was younger, but with more responsibilities. So I could still do the family thing. I would probably change jobs earlier and just work somewhere like somewhere that you can move up in,
Right.
but not. Cause I didn't know about moving. I don't know. I just was working, but I had no real things to do. I just wanted to just live. So that's what I would do. I would tell myself that, and I would probably switch jobs earlier and just work one place that you can make a decent amount of money, where I can still, have a life outside of work.
What is Jermaine's biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve. Oh, you might ask if you ask that question, you might get different answer from everybody, but I would say the most consistent is I'm not gonna lie, is when I like give advice to somebody and they don't take it. If I tell somebody to do something and they don't do it, like I don't know what it bothers me. I'm like, yo, like I told you to do this. Not just anybody. Like I told you to do it. Like you should do it. So I'm not gonna lie, that's a pet peeve for me. Um, yeah, that and somebody who wants to argue all the time. Like, what the like, come on,
You've never
like
been.
every day you wanna
Yeah.
like,
They know you,
they don't
and
they
they want to
must
argue.
don't. They must don't. So I'd be like, nah, for sure. Oh, yeah, that's right. Like I mastered I'm not doing that. But damn, I'm like, yo, every time I see you, you got a opposing opinion. Like you got that shit on your forehead now. Every time I see you, I just see opposing opinion. So yeah, that's probably the two things. Not listening and then somebody that always wants to oppose what you're saying. That bothers me.
Let's take it a little bit lighter, right? I want you to describe what a perfect day for you would be.
A perfect day.
Yes, start to finish.
Okay, a perfect day. I wake up, I check my account. I got money in there to spend for the day. Ain't gotta have a lot, just enough to spend for the day. Um, I take my girls to school. I go eat some Longhorns in the middle of the day. I record a podcast that day, maybe in the evening. I could pick the girls up from school. We go back home, watch a movie, just chill, watch a movie. Um, maybe go watch my brother coach or something like that, like basketball game or something like that. Just something outside the house. And then I drop them off to their mom or home, whatever. And then I edit or I record thinking out loud, or I come to the studio and I edit in my own space for like 2, 3 hours or whatever the case may be. Got some clips, make some clips, and then end the night watching like probably like one of my movie
Paid in
Paid in
full,
Full, Juice King, New York, something like that, or a tube movie, with some soda and some Slim
straight
Jims,
Pepsi.
wild cherry Pepsi, and I think a 26 count of Slim Jims. I ain't eating 26 maybe, but yeah, Slim Jims definitely need it. That's a
That
thing.
pretty much sounds like a normal day.
Every day is perfect if you living. To me, like I've had some bad, it's some bad days. You got days where you like you're not out of it, you're on autopilot. But the last couple of years, like any day I've been on autopilot because I've been out of it, it's still been a good day because things I'm able to do for my kids and things I'm able to help out my mom, and that's another thing. Like it's perfect day, but a day might be perfect too where well, my mom needs something and I got it to help her, assist her with, you know. This family, but not everybody in family, but my sister, my brother, my like that. The person if they.
Immediate.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So I remember asking you about your future endeavors in a prior conversation, right? And you said you wanted to have your own talk show. Is that something that's still in the cards?
I mean, I got my own talk show, but now, I mean, back then you asked me that, I wasn't looking at everything I'm doing as if it's my own thing.
Hmm.
I look at stuff different now. Like I said, I was on the news the other day, but like I looked at them and they got a whole team of like 12, not just in them, 12, got a camera, got everything they was doing, I do here myself.
So you would consider this a talk show now, not a
No, it's a
podcast.
podcast. I'm just saying. So when you say talk show like on TV, I do want one, but I think I could do it myself. But I wouldn't be I would definitely partner with a channel or something like that, so that I ain't gotta put all the money up, but I can also get a good chunk of whatever I get from that back. Like I
So
might
you
get my
still want to
equipment
do
and stuff.
that.
I would still do that, definitely. I would still do that. Late night talk with Maine, you know what I'm saying? I throw my late night voice. Good night. How y'all doing out there tonight? This is late night talks with Maine. Sometimes, things don't always go the way you want them to go, but that's why we call it life. It's all about perspective. Today I got a guest. All right. His name is Daryl. Just
Oh my
something
god.
soothing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was good. That was good. What's something that you have never experienced that you want to? Like, what's on your bucket list?
Uh Having too much money. Want to experience that. That sounds like a good thing to do. Um,
Having too much money
yeah.
is on your bucket list.
Yeah. I want to learn what that feel like. Or, that'd be a good feeling. Yo, I got too much money, bro. Like, who wants some? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a good feeling. Damn. I don't. Mm, you know what? I want like I want to the water in Jamaica. It looks very clear too. I want to be in the
Want
water
to go
in
to
Jamaica.
Jamaica?
Yeah, I guess I gotta go there in order to be the
Yeah.
water, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that. And
Do you fly?
then I don't mind. I'm not crazy about it, but I don't mind. I've flown. And I want to hit a game winner in a game, like a real, like not a real basketball game, but like maybe a rec league or something like a official game. Just hit a game winner. That'd be nice. I
You
want to see
still
how
play
that feel like.
basketball?
I got days. Not like I used to. Like
Right.
I go months without playing, but I actually just shot around last week. I still got it. And so definitely still shooting 60% from the field. So
All right. You want to play another game?
yeah, let's go.
So let's do restaurant or fast food pass or pass. Right?
All right.
McDonald's
Is that pass or
trash.
you talking Mike, but
Trash or
uh,
pass.
ooh, McDonald's trash,
Trash. Oh, Chili's.
trash.
Well, you already expressed slogan, so I'm sure that's a pass.
No, Logan's is trash. Longhorns,
Excuse me.
yeah,
Sorry. So
Longhorns is
Logan's is trash.
definitely. All them nuts on the floor,
Not with
crazy
the
ass.
bread.
I ain't eat nothing from where they got food on the floor. I'm sorry,
Right. They don't do that anymore though.
I ain't been there. I won't know.
Panda Express.
Never had it.
Olive Garden.
Trash to me. I like real Italian food. I real
Real
Italians.
Arby's.
Never had it.
Wendy's.
Trash. I can't eat Wendy's no more. Oh God.
KFC. I know how you feel about
Popeyes. Yeah.
Popeyes, but
A g-
KFC.
when Popeye's line is too long, definitely KFC is
Really?
it. I love it. Yeah,
That's number
yeah.
2?
But they got the best biscuits. I like their biscuits and they mashed potatoes are real good. They chicken just needs some work, but
Yeah.
it's doable.
Gotta get the crispy.
I'm gonna try that. I always
Yeah.
get the
Not
damn
the
original. I don't know. Shit, I like Popeyes.
let's go with Golden Corral.
Too crowded, man. It's too
That's the
crowded for me.
reason?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, talk
Just
about the food, like
the food be good. The food be
Okay.
good. The food be good.
IHOP.
No,
Not at
I
all.
don't like fake pancakes.
Fake. It's fake.
Like fake pancakes, me is anybody that makes them that's not my mom or grandma or mom now. So yeah, I don't want a fan pancake. Keep on fake pancakes. I don't like it when it tastes commercial. I don't like
Need to
commercial
burn at
pancakes.
the edges.
Definitely, I need to taste that she messed up somewhere, but she trying to make up for it next on other pancake. They throw 3 in there. One is like messed up, but the other two are like I like that.
know. Yeah, you learn.
Show me you care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Damn.
All right. So let me go to. Do you plan on having more children?
No. No. No.
Not a boy, no son.
No, no
Okay.
more, nothing. I don't want nut. If I would like get rich on that, then maybe, but no. Financially, it's not a good business decision to make.
So that's the only reason.
That's one of the reasons.
All right. So you talked a little bit about your family, right? And you lost your grandmother, lost your favorite uncle, and more recently, you lost your dad.
Mhm.
Are you comfortable enough to give some thoughts about that?
What, like,
How it impacted your life?
I mean, yeah, it just like I said, for so long you go through life without experience. You experience death of friends, but like I always say to anybody, sometimes you're okay with that with certain outcome because of the lifestyle people live in. So a friend that died young but was outside doing this, that, and third, it's kind of bound to happen. And but you treat that differently because you try to move different based on that.
Mhm.
And then but family that you looked at like heroes or that are like very impactful in your life, it's tough because then it's no more. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that it's been a lot because like that's 3 in 3 years. Like so go like your first 30 years are just
Mhm.
no real death trauma. People die, but no death trauma. But then it's like every year was like, and it's always like an important person. So it's like if I had 5 important people on the board, now I got two. So now I'm like, damn, should I just cherish these two a little more and expect, So it'd be that. So yeah, I would say my grandma's it's kind of expected anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was just it was just unexpected. So 2 out of 3 is super unexpected. So and those like the only two like really male, not only males, but this is the male figures in your life that you kind of patting yourself after. So it'd be kind of rough. What's the next question, bro? What's up
Mhm.
with you?
I'm emotional, Jermaine. Sorry. Um. All right. So let's go to threes. Go back to threes. We can fix that. What 3 albums do you recommend and why?
Jesus Christ. This is music is always fickle. Like, do I recommend? Like, give me a
A
genre or something.
classic.
Oh, like just
R&B. Let's do
classics?
R&B. Let's do R&B.
God, on classic R&B. If it's classic R&B, is to me, it's Mary J. Blige's first 3 albums. That's just it to me. And I say them first 3 because you see it grow from 1 to 2. I'm
Mhm.
not like I said, I'm not crazy about one. I know people love. I'm not crazy about
That
that.
was my
What's
era.
401?
Yeah.
I ain't crazy about that. But the second one is the third one is My Life.
Mhm.
Second one is I don't know the title. I'm losing the what's the title of the second one. I know you got What's the 401?
Yep.
You got My Life.
That's my favorite
Share My
album.
World.
I thought
My,
Shimmer World was the third one.
no, yeah, so it's the My Life must be number 2.
Okay, yeah. So
So
yeah,
yeah, I like whew,
it's
I
definitely
like My
I don't
Life though. My Life
yes,
cuz like
yes.
it's like that bridge portion of like track like 8 to like 14 is like just you just not skipping. It's like one song. I like all of it. Like I remember we drove to New Jersey or Connecticut one summer or something like that. Yeah, yeah, because we got All Night Long and stuff on there, like Joy and all that. And I knew because I'm my mama's boy, so I knew that. It was like, "Damn, you know every song." I'm like, bro, I know Mary J. Blige, bro. That's one thing I know. So I would say Mary J. Blige for 3 albums, and I just so you can see the growth, you know.
That mm. My
R&B,
Life
that's
and
top
Shimmer
tier.
World was always my I can't decide.
I always say What's the 411 is
Even the
like more like
songs
a dance
itself.
thing, but
Yeah.
it's not like true R&B. But I think you find yourself, the label telling you what you should do, and you finally find your lane. That's why I say them 3 because you get to see if you just want growth, you get to see somebody first come in, got some say so, found their lane, and
Yep.
that's
And
Mary J.
from there.
Blige. Yeah.
What
So
about rap category?
if it's rap, ooh, it'd be different rappers for me, but I would say I know people ain't gonna think I'm gonna say this, but if it's 3 rap albums, you probably for me, I would say
Jay-Z.
definitely Jay Z, but I would say Nas, Illmatic. Nas Illmatic is a good
Really?
one. Yeah, I like Illmatic. Jay Z Blueprint,
Mhm.
love the Blueprint. Um, and for me, I could not throw 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying in there just because that was a big album for me.
Mm.
But if I'm picking 3, if I had to pick 3 in the same artist, then I would pick 50 Cent only because I think you see different in them 3 artists. You see Get Rich or Die Trying, and then you got Before I Death Self Destruct, and then you got the Curtis album. You see, I'm not gonna say a decline in music, but you see a decline in like the what you can talk about. And I think that's the difference between R&B and rap is like what you come in and rap, you're not leaving it the same way. You can never change your R&B and be fine.
Right.
Straight heartbreak records. And you rap, you come in talking this, I'm from the hood. You're not no more at some point. So you, even though you can still talk about it, but even Hove on rap like
It's
Hove.
unbelievable at that point.
Yeah,
And you're
you
50 something years
now you
old.
but that's why the music is so great to create because back in them times or like with Hove, he done it when he made Blueprint and stuff, and he went retired, but he came back and made American Gangster. It was for the soundtrack.
Mhm.
So you bring that back to music, then you can make better music. Like I think we lost that at some point, making music to art. So it's a lost thing because some of the best Above the Rim got one of the best soundtracks ever.
True.
That soundtrack is probably more
Popular.
monumental than the actual
Yeah,
movie,
yeah, I
and
think
I love
so.
that movie.
Yeah,
That's another one I would throw in it, but that's not I like the
yeah.
movie. But yeah, so you bring that back, and then you got probably got different music being made, especially with all the movies that we got, like Tubi or even the big feature films. You have artists make songs to those that artists can have some more longevity because you can't just talk. If you're talking through third person or you're just making a you know a music uh, based off the art, you can kind of rap it and say, well, this is inspired by that. It's not me. It's just inspired by that, and but it also resonates with my past life. That's a good blend. Can't be 5, 10, 20 years removed from the streets talking about something. Be out there, I got it for 17. It don't work that way, you know.
They still do it though. So the progression you see with Andre 3000, and what are your thoughts on that? Um, what? Yep. What?
As a man?
As a man,
Oh
yes.
yeah, he's doing a great job. Playing the flute and stuff now. Yeah. I mean, I'm not the Andre
Have you
3K.
listened to it?
No.
Okay.
I did I didn't listen to it. I played some of it today because I was trying to find music to put with a video I'm editing for the grand reopening.
Okay.
And I was trying to I didn't want to use music, but I had to. Let me see if one of these flute beats sound good. I just it
I went
wasn't
to
it for
sleep
me.
to it. It makes you. It keeps
Hey,
you.
that's what's up.
Well, not in a bad way,
No, no, I got you. I
but
got
yeah.
you. Hey, but shout out to him. Like I mean, I'm not taking that from him. You know, he's dope. You know, and all that. But yeah, I don't look at him the way everybody look at him. You know, because I'm that art is not something I would ever like fully invested or interested in.
I get it. It's different.
Yeah.
So you share with me a clip of Boosie, right? Stating that if you could refresh my memory,
So it was a clip. He said, I didn't watch the clip all the way, but I know that the title, the thing said pretty
right.
much. He said he told his daughter's boyfriend,
Mm-hmm.
"You could cheat on her, just
Mm-hmm.
don't hit her."
Right.
Yeah.
So what was the reason behind sending that? Like, what were your thoughts on it?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that anything with because parenting is different. You got your own way of parenting. But I will say what I'll share is I was talking to this girl one time. I'll tell you the tale of two things because I heard that same thing in a different way. When my kid's mom got pregnant when she first got pregnant first time. I remember her dad saying we talked to you outside, whatever. We went outside, he was talking, he's like, well, just don't put your hands on her, da 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 da. Cool. And I remember that. So anytime like that I would have got mad. Not that we had like fights, but you know, you used to have stuff, but I'm like, I ain't gonna I would just let it go, whatever, cool. It's a thought, you know, but you're always thinking like, you know, I said I wouldn't do it, blah blah. But then I also I had talked to a girl one time and I met her dad and her dad it was simple word, but I feel like it meant so much more. I don't know, it just did. He was like, they and it's the tone he said it in. He didn't say, you know, like trying to, you know,
Intimidating.
yeah, just a regular tone. He's a regular guy. Like, hey man, almost like hey man, you know, take care of my daughter, you know. And I felt like I don't know, it was those are two night and day to me.
Mm.
Because he didn't tell me don't hit her. Not saying he saying hit her, but he didn't give me no limitations on what good looked like to take care of
Right.
that of her. And I felt like it just changed my view on stuff. I'm like, damn, okay. Maybe take care of could mean, you know, treat her right. It can mean, you know, make sure she happy, you know, provide, protect, all this stuff like, hey, I ain't here, so you need to. I mean, I could be overlooking it, doing, but I still feel like those words and that approach and all that was just way better than "don't hit my daughter."
Mm-hmm.
So I can do anything else, right? It's like fuck it, you know. And I'm not saying that's the thing, but I mean, when we think about it, lie,
I
well,
think that's what it is.
it's like, hey, well, look, I ain't hit her.
I
I did
think
have sex with 5 other women, though, but I didn't hit her.
I think
I
2
did, I
things.
did, I did, do some things that maybe could have made her be unsafe because I be doing stuff out here and they know I live here, but I wasn't there and they
Mm,
come out to get. I didn't cheat on her. I mean, I didn't hit her. Like I felt like sometimes we need, and I get it, I get that, but we need to somebody putting their hands on our daughters or children, whatever, shouldn't be the only thing we only worry about. Like, hey, don't mess her don't mess up her mental state of don't mess
wow.
up her mental health.
Right.
Hey, don't ruin her body. Don't give her nothing. It's like a bunch of stuff you can say that it makes pipe because you don't know the the influence you'll have when you say these words. So you might say those words, and honestly, it might still happen, right? But it might not. And let's say it don't, but mad other stuff happen. So, and some things can happen to you the way I'm like, you probably been better off just punch her in the face. Not saying I want that, but I'd rather you have done that than mess her mental up, mess how she view the world up from now, mess up the next, because you can ruin somebody. Like,
Right.
but, but we choose to be like, hey, well, just don't hit her. And I just feel like that's like, we talk about, how me, when how I operate or parent and decisions may have with your girls and stuff like that. Like that is something I think about because that's bare minimum stuff. And then it's synonymous with bare minimum because that's a bare minimum rule to give. Just don't hit her. You ain't gotta treat her right. I don't give a fuck. Just don't hit her. But in reality,
So what I took that to mean is that 2 things. He knows how XYs are,
how what? What
XYs,
is that? What do you mean? XY?
men,
Don't come on now, don't start that. What does that mean? XY.
chromosome.
Okay.
That's what separates men.
All right, all right. What's wrong with
Anyway,
saying men?
okay, men, fine. I don't think, but in terms of like
XYs.
protection, yeah, it's cool. Don't use it now. Don't
I'm
start using
not.
it.
Never will I use that. I'm not even
Like,
gonna say that. When I say my alphabet, I'm gonna say uh men Z from now on. So yeah. Not using XY.
every, okay,
Yeah, we good.
okay. So I think it's because they know men have a tendency to cheat. So that's not like I'm a F them up type of, you know, situation. But putting your hands on their sister, daughter, whoever, that's a I'm gonna have to get at him type situation.
Yeah. I can see that, yeah. I can see that. What you oh you think I'm like trying to like push you? Nah, your opinion is your opinion. I see that. All I
I'm
that
not saying it's
no,
right.
both no, no, both can be true. Because you're talking about like how that ideology is how you formulate it. I
Right.
agree. That's possibly true. I still think it's just bare minimum,
It is
stuff.
definitely. I'm not making an excuse for it, but that's why I think that's where it's coming from.
Yeah, yeah. And I guess it's almost like it's a lot of heinous crimes you can do, obviously, but some crimes way more than others. So maybe hitting just is like that's where I'm gonna step in at. I
Right.
might not step in if you cheat,
Right.
but I think we gotta just get a better saying then.
That's
Cause
I think you should teach some classes on it.
nah, mm, I'm good. I ain't teaching classes on none of that stuff.
You're just gonna keep the knowledge to yourself. You don't wanna help other
The knowledge
men
is out there. I
become
just spoke for how many seconds there? My answer was like 2 minutes, right? I just spoke. That's the knowledge right there. Make a clip it up, put it out. It's the knowledge. I don't gotta teach a class, man. Like, come on, what we doing here? Teach a class.
it would benefit men
Why? It probably would. Probably would.
to be better.
It's not. Definitely. Definitely.
If you could meet any famous person, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
But they dead, I can't meet them. So
Come on.
no, it would just be just being for real, right? So let's just take the dead off the table. If I could meet any famous person, who would it be? Who I need to meet a famous person that is like okay with seeing something in someone and then paying them for that. That's what I would that's how it would be for me. So who's the most frugal? Who's the least frugal with their money? That's the
Oprah?
only reason. Mm,
Wouldn't be Oprah?
you know what?
She seems
Yes.
generous.
You know what? Yes, I will meet Oprah because the first thing I'm gonna do is take her to the damn studio. I'm gonna set up and show how I'm doing it, and then hopefully she see it and she be enamored with my talents and stuff, and be like, you know what?
Has
You
a
get a
million.
studio, you get your own talk show, you get the next Color Purple 2 role or something like that. Yeah, definitely.
You're not gonna Dave Chappelle, Oprah.
Huh?
You never saw the
Oh
episode?
yeah, I'm not doing that. No,
Okay.
that's
Why
off
you
the
say
table.
like Oprah is like why?
I mean, I ain't. I mean, 'cause, nah, I like Oprah. Keep all doors open. I like Oprah. I like Oprah. I'm just saying. I
She
I
might be
I have
watching
no.
this.
I'm not a starstruck person, so like I have no desire to meet anybody that's famous unless it's gonna be beneficial to me,
Right.
and I'm nothing to them. You know what I'm saying? So like I think even I met like I remember meeting Steph Curry and my brother in the picture. I just had no. I didn't care. I met some famous people, but just don't be caring. Even though I live in New York, you see them all the time. Just don't care.
Too much.
Like, I only wanna meet him if it's gonna benefit like, what's the point of meeting you? Okay, your net worth is 300 million or whatever. Like, me meeting you would I guess people like taking pictures and it's life. I don't care about
It's
that.
not really in that way. Like, let's say, like, if I would say, like, I wanted to meet Malcolm X,
Mhm.
like that type of situation.
I don't wanna meet him. I don't. I don't wanna meet him. He seemed a little too smart for me. I don't know. I feel like he seemed like he was the type of person like to really, like, teach you every time he saw you.
What's wrong with that?
Nah, like, sometimes granted, I do like to play it now and then. I feel like he ain't like playing. I feel like he ain't joke around. You seen him laugh before?
Yes.
What he laughed about?
I don't remember. I've seen pictures.
Nah, I'm good on that, bro. Shout out to Malcolm X though.
So let's get down. Let's gonna wrap this up. And I would like you to tell us one thing, if you're willing to share it, that no one else knows about you.
Uh, one thing that no one else knows about me. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff you don't know. I don't know what a.
Choose something that you feel most comfortable sharing.
Okay. Uh, this is cool. The one thing nobody know about me is before like the office and stuff like came out and stuff like that. I always felt like in life somebody was watching me. So like I always did like this thing where I'm like I don't know why. So when I saw the office, I was like, what the like how this a thing? I always did that. And I always felt like any bad decision that I made or anything I did that I know I'm hiding or like if I was saw like if somebody saw me doing it, it would be embarrassing. I always felt and I had this vision in my mind that when you die, you watch it with your family.
Wow.
And I got this vision like you live in the theater like and you get a few skips, so you gotta choose them wisely. Like, so, like, when you about to, like, if you did some wild stuff, like, I don't know, you jerked off in the kitchen or something like that. Oh, skip. But you only get a few. You only get a few skips. So you gotta, like, and I always feel like, so when I'm doing something, I'm like, I shouldn't be doing this. They might, they might see me. So I always had that mindset, like, that, like, part of when you die, you gotta watch your life back, like, or just certain parts, not the whole thing. I don't think you can't, but certain parts. But you watch it as a family.
As a family.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So yeah,
Thank you
I
for
be trying
sharing
to
that.
try to turn the lights out when when certain things have to happen or something like that. So I just feel like it's gonna be the most embarrassing stuff. It could be not. It could just not be. It could be any decision you made that could have did something. I don't know. But that theory has always been like, somebody always watching.
That's
Don't,
dope.
just a thought I had. I don't know.
That's cool. Well, thank you for
Thank
giving me
you.
this opportunity to interview you
Did a good job.
again. I've done it before.
Yeah, but before you did, and it was shorter.
Yeah.
Just more to the point. It wasn't like no
Right.
conversation
Right.
based per se. Wasn't filming at the time. It was
No,
like I
I
said,
was in
podcast was
Connecticut, I think.
podcast. Yeah, it
I was
was
in Connecticut.
over the phone, and
Right.
I was in my old room, in my grandma's house. So just sat down and just on the phone. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that.
this
Yeah,
is better.
I've always liked so I like to get interviewed but everybody got their own like perception of what they want from that person. Because I know it's a mystique with me anyway, but if you know, depending on how you know me, that mystique may or may not be there. So people on social media don't know me, they might think I'm just a jokester 24/7. You know me not to be that way. You know I
Right.
can be a jokester, but I'm not
Right.
always like that. So the mystique is not there for you like that, but it's still mystique in other places and just in deeper dialogue or whatever.
Right.
So
I've learned a lot more about you tonight than I have
that's
9
that'd be
years.
the purpose of stuff like this too. Like you just try to be open as possible. So
Again, thank you.
nah, thank you. I appreciate it.
And
Cause
have a good night.
hey, there we go, man. One Masters podcast. We out, and that was a
That
good
was
interview.
whack. That was whack. I don't want to say
But you ain't talking to the mic, so they can't hear what you're
but it
saying. But
was whack. I ain't know what else to say.
you jingling your keys. Just come on, man. Tighten up, man. You know, this is we really doing this here. All right, this ain't one of them other things you be on. This ain't stuff you've been on in the past. You know, this is somebody that really know what they doing.
I've been on your show in the past.
Other things too. So let's let's come on now. And I've always been ready and prepared and all that stuff too. So every time. We ain't never had no hiccups. I ain't never like not had this and not had
Mm-mm,
that. Nah, I've
no.
always, yeah.
And since you said that, when me, you, and Q used to have those conversations, I would like to do something like that.
I wouldn't mind. I told him the same thing. That's why when I spoke about it that day on I put it out. It just made me think. But I was thinking also like it was crazy because we have these conversations and then you see how the world play out now, and even something as simple as, and I don't mind saying it, but like I know I told my mind in business earlier. And remember that picture we had seen where a girl was fighting a guy or something like that, and the guy's but that's really New York. We talk about can you mind your business?
Mind your
You like you
business,
shouldn't
right?
have. And it's like it's still you got to make a decision. Um, I always hated that you always be like, if it was your daughter, I'm like, why the fuck would it
Because
be my
you
daughter?
act like I told you,
I
bro.
get it though. Like at that time, I don't because I feel like it's a cheat code to make somebody be sincere about somebody I'm not sincere about. You know.
Okay,
So it's like, yeah, if it was, then it'd be a no brainer, but it's not. So you asked me to put my life on for a stranger
I get it.
that I don't know if she gonna go back to this nigga tomorrow morning
I get it.
anyway.
I get
It's
that
just
too.
it's a norm. So, but I get it because that's sometimes that's the only way for you to really be like, hey, take which is odd, take logic out of it and put this into it. But a
Right.
lot of times we gotta take this out of it and put this into it when this ain't even there to begin with. So it don't make no sense. It's a stranger, so this is not there.
I think I was more so coming from the woman's point of view.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah. So that's what was
It's hard sometimes too, because if you're a woman and if you ever been in something like that, you're also thinking like, what would you want somebody to do?
exactly.
In the same breath, though, think about you seeing situations, especially now with the camera stuff, people be dying
It's
and
true.
they never know these people. And it's like,
Right.
like you woke up
I,
thinking you're gonna have
yeah,
this kind of day, but because your mom raised you to be a gentleman and all this stuff, and it's fine, but you think you gotta, and you probably shouldn't,
I get that
So
too.
it's like
I
there's so
think
many things you
wasn't
gotta
it like
consider.
people laughing at it?
No, all right. So yeah, it was a funny meme supposed to be,
Right.
and the thing was making my way downtown,
Right.
whatever. And
So I think it was the joke aspect
yeah,
of it that I didn't really like.
that's a woman thing though, so I get it. Women, like I like a lot of times it's a woman thing when it comes to emotion, but it's a human thing in general. But when something is emotional and you might have experience in that, and then you see it being made light of or fun of,
Right.
it's bothersome.
Right.
So then at that point, you take a hard stance on whatever it is. And so, yeah, like I said, but what's that? Younger me, I'm not thinking like that. But then, like I said, you meet and you interview so many different people, and you're like, damn, I remember Sonia said that. I remember. So it's like you meet them and then you grow, you mature, and you start to, and you see different things, but then you start seeing so much stuff in the world, like your lens change, like your eyes ain't your eyes. So your eyes are 24. You ask me what changed in 10 years, but it'd be your eyes, like it'd be the stuff, you got the same eyeballs, yes, but your eyes have changed because you've seen so much. So now you react differently to different things. So
Right.
like getting younger, I remember one time we was young, and this is something stupid, but I was with my cousin that never would hang with like that, but they hung in an area that wasn't like a ghetto, but they wanted to be ghetto. And I remember they had a brick, and we were doing a lot of wild stuff that night. And then towards the end, the last thing they did was like, they had a rock and like, say I won't throw this at the car. And they were like, don't do that. Then they also you won't like to kind of threw it up in the air. It went crushed the windshield. You start running, of course. Like, I remember thinking like I'm never hanging with these niggas again. Like I knew in my mind, even then being younger, I just thought like, yo, somebody gonna wake up in the morning
Yeah.
and they gonna have to pay you. But now me being an adult, I'm also thinking like, yo, what the like yeah, I'm mad to this day. 'Cause I'm like, yo,
Mhm.
I can't imagine waking up and because somebody said, oh no,
Yeah.
you won't.
Mhm.
Now I gotta pay $300. That's crazy. So yeah, I change. You see so much. So
Definitely. So I know we're still recording, right?
mhm.
All right. What is 40-year-old Jermaine? What do you think that's gonna look like?
40.
40 years old.
I mean, like I said, it's one day at a time. But if you're able to get there, I think hopefully just I work just hard working, wise, try to be wise as possible, and um maybe try not to be in my own way because sometimes you be in your own way a lot of times until you grow out of it. So I'm trying to be my own way, and hopefully at that point, um, don't have as much on my shoulders. Hopefully, by then it could alleviate, you find your person, you settle down, you do all the stuff. So everything that on you. So hopefully it's like that. If in a perfect world, it would be, where I could just be free and be me. Because even sometimes you can't be free and be yourself because you still battling certain things. So hopefully at 40, things that I'm having, whether it's an inner battle or it's a small battle with now, that's behind me and I'm not battling nothing but the day ahead of me. So
What are your thoughts on therapy? Is that something you would do personally? Do you feel like
I think
it's necessary?
it's healthy. Necessary. It's kind of like a tough word because everybody situation is different as far as what's necessary, what's not. I think you determine whether it's necessary for you. I think it's healthy. I don't look down upon it. I think if it's gonna help you um take your life or your attitude, your demeanor, your body language, all things that people see that it's not a statistic and stats on your body language, but if it's something like that that's gonna take you to the next level, then I don't see the point in not doing it. But I also feel like that's not something you can really force somebody to do. But I also feel like I would say this, I never said this before, but I think the world needs to look at therapy as the tool it is and use it for that and not be so bashful about it because we send people places to get rehabilitated, and sometimes they just need therapy. So, yeah, I would definitely say that it's important, but you can't force somebody to do it. But that should be an alternative for a lot of other things that we enforce in the
Right.
world. I would say, yeah, we should enforce that sometimes.
Last thing just came into my head. Um, your motto is no excuses, right?
That's one of yeah,
One of them.
yeah, I believe in that. I believe in no excuses. Yeah,
But there are some reasons sometimes.
yeah, I know. Yeah,
You're very harsh a little bit.
sometimes.
Hmm.
But that don't mean that I don't understand that somebody has something happen. That don't mean that. It just 'cause I don't tell them that, yeah, I know that your car broke down, or yeah, I know you had this going on. Just 'cause I don't tell them that, don't mean that it didn't happen. It's not reasonable. Just because I don't, and I might not accept it, but that's just me. But sometimes, like I said, you gotta know your place with people sometimes because if your place is where they value that, it just make them go harder. It's not that I'm saying you're just a piece of shit. It's like, nah, I got you. I got you. Yeah, you had that happen.
It's
What now though? That's my well. Yeah, so what we doing now about it? And then you just kind of go from there. So yeah, it's no excuses, but I feel like it. With some people, it depending on your relationship, your job should be to push them, and you taking excuses from them is like kind of
enabling.
and it's enabling mediocrity and just like with the whole, you can cheat on her, don't hit her. You're enabling poor behavior. You enabling bare minimum, and those are some things I just don't like to enable. Because I mean, it might be something like I've been asked something, and I might say, "Oh, such and such." Somebody can sit and say, "Oh, it's not. They no excuse for that." Da da da. They might not be in a position to tell me that. Like I might not look at them as if to say that, but I'm still gonna take it. It don't change the fact that this shit didn't happen because of that. It don't change that. But I'm also like, damn, okay, how can I make sure this don't, and that's what you want, just people to push around. I'm not saying like, oh, fuck that,
I appreciate it, of
you're
course,
horrible.
but,
Yeah, but it's a tough position to be in because then you do get looked at like people don't want to tell you certain things. Like they be like, oh, I ain't gonna bring that up. But that's good because that also tell me like, don't bring nothing up until you know you're ready because you know
it's
you know
true.
how I'm coming. And
So I
that's
can't bring up what I've been working on.
not if it ain't dropping tomorrow. Not if it ain't dropping tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But it, it's just a tool to push people and you want them to really just do well. Like
It's only
even
because you see their
and
potential.
that's what it is. And it's
Right.
not just a one person or one gender or it's whatever. Like Slim will tell you, like we gotta go to report and you kind of even on the playing field a lot of sometimes. He might say, "Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it tomorrow." No, I need it today. Nigga. What up? I need it today. Or I just do it myself. Which one? You know what I'm saying? It's not in a bad way. It's just more so like, nah, you can do that. And he said you just gotta have that relationship with people to where not only can you push them, but they see you pushing yourself. Because sometimes you can say things, but if you're not seeing that person do it, then it's like, ah.
Right.
So
Right.
sometimes people seeing you work hard and seeing where you come and seeing your vision, you have a vision with something, you pushing and just seeing you making a way, they feel like, okay, well, let me yeah,
You're just
people, let
not
me
talking
call.
about it, you're being about it.
They,
Yeah.
I seen that today. I think Steph Curry they been losing games. Like you gotta find a way to stop talking about it and just do it. It's like that's really what it comes down to with some things. Some things is not just a statistic. It's not just a paper. It's not a quote. Not a meme. Not something you can share. Not a Facebook post. It's just really about you just doing it and kind of just going from there.
When do you rest?
Once I hit the bed, lay down, I rest. I rest every now and then. I mean, life about to change for me for a little bit, so I don't know. I haven't rested lately. Obviously, my dad passed, and I ain't really rest, and I ain't been eating, so I'm getting a lot of headaches a lot because I'll eat, but I ate today, but it was like at 4, so like I'll be forgetting because you just so much, so it's just a lot to be going on. And then you have appetite for certain things, but resting wise, I mean, I find rest here and there, like, but you can rest when you're acting. That's what I'm saying. You gotta multitask. Like you gotta be able to do. I can rest and still work, just not working as vigorous. So I might lay down on a sofa, but I'm on my laptop. I'm still laying down. I'm not asleep, but I'm laying down. But then you just time it. If I know I'm waking up 6 every day, regardless 6 7. My goal is always the very bare minimum to be sleep is 2, but 12 is if I get a 12, I can get a 12 to 5, 12 to 6. I'm cool with that too. Um, but sometimes, like, your body is conditioned to do one thing. So sometimes, like, if I fall asleep at 10, I'll wake up at 3, 4. Then I'm just up, and then so it's like you kind of want to keep your regimen if it ain't been broke. But I had Ben Hassan tell me the other day, he was like, he called me one day and was like, I know you're doing this and doing that. I appreciate everything you're doing. He a big fan of mine. Shout out to Ben Hassan. But he was like, I just want you to get some rest, just because your body will tell you. And I think I was complaining about something. I really was tired. So a lot of stuff that had happened in the last couple weeks, I'm so used to being busy. And I'm still busy, but just not as busy. It helped because I kind of needed that to sit back. So I needed to just lay down, needed just to do a day or do nothing. And because of what's going on now, people are actually leave me alone to do nothing. They really don't want to bother me right now. So, but before you be off, you be on vacation, they still call about work. They still this, and and I'm like, oh, just do this, because and it's like you really don't get the chance to just chill
Right.
and just do nothing. Like I don't want to think about it. I want to just do nothing, sit with my daughters and just do nothing.
Right.
So yeah, we try to rest here and there.
That was it.
All right, man. Look,
I added
this was
extra
dope.
questions.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. You done? No, that is it, right?
Mhm.
This was dope, man. This was great, man. I appreciate the opportunity for you, interviewing. These are great questions. I think people gonna like this a lot. I can feel it and just in the vibe. That people gonna really rock with this. So definitely shout out to you. All right, that's the outro. So,
Sure.
One Masters podcast. We out. Thank you.